football, being number one only has meaning after tax time next year, because that's when alumni start writing checks. But it's the pursuit of it, I guess, that makes everything so worthwhile. And both coaches and teams today admit being stimulated by it. And how fortunate we are to be able to see this, the setting, the quality of the two teams on a day like this. It is indeed football heaven as number one Florida State plays number 3 Michigan on ABC Sports. We'll have analysis with Bob Griese in a moment.
Sports and Science Converge, brought to you by AT&T, sponsor of the '92 U.S. Olympic team. The gymnastics world was set afire in 1976 by an unknown 13-year-old Romanian girl. 8 years later, it was an American who captured everyone's heart. It's no coincidence that both Olympic champions were coached by the same man, whose 6-hour daily training sessions are preparing a new group of gymnasts for international success. His coaching philosophy includes a unique approach to cross-training.
Psychologically, these athletes who are spending so many times and so many hours a day, year-long, into the gymnasium, they need the variety. They need a new ingredient. The outdoor preparation is very specific to the overall instruction and preparation. This is specifically designed in order to improve the general endurance, agility.
By maintaining conditioning and improving mental attitudes, Caroli's outdoor cross-training methods might produce yet another Olympic champion. Brought to you by AT&T, proud sponsor of the '92 U.S. Olympic team.
I made it home last night, finally, after an hour on the freeway. The light bulb blows. Okay, get up on the ladder. And while I'm up there, the phone rings. I gotta come back down the ladder. This guy's promising me big savings if I leave AT&T. No way. Big savings. So I tell him, listen, I'm not paying a lot now. With AT&T, I don't have to question, I don't have to worry about my long distance. Give me a break. They're just not AT&T.
Sunday.
You know, Playmate of the Month pays $15,000. Just let the tab slip.
Suzanne Summers is no longer keeping secrets. Sunday.
Join us as we come to you live from the 20th anniversary celebration at Walt Disney World. Candace Cameron from Full House and Captain Kangaroo will be here. We hope you will be too. Monday.
Full roast out here. We're 1,000 miles from anywhere. Is that a ship? No one will save us.
3 Miller Genuine Drafts.
Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. For those who've discovered its real draft taste, the world is a very cool place.
This is Maaco's Ambassador Paint Service. Just $149. We professionally prepare your car. We chemically clean it, surface sand it, and give it a high-grade oven-baked enamel finish from over 7,000 colors. All backed in writing at over 400 centers coast to coast. Maaco's Ambassador Paint Service. The best value for your money. Just $149. If you want high-quality work for this kind of price, you better get Maaco.
I'm Bob Stevens, and on a Sunday night when the Browns and Buckeyes are both off, what are we going to do? Get out of here, kid. Well, we're going to talk tri-baseball. Mike Hargrove's going to be our guest. Grover, of course, was called the human rain delay, so it might take him till Sunday night to get here, but it'll be worth waiting up for.
Join Bob Stevens and Ned Chandler for News Channel 5 Sports Sunday, Sunday night at 11:25.
Meet the Browns' new punter, Brian Hansen, Monday on Live on 5.
The Florida State Seminoles. They have defeated BYU, Tulane, and Michigan Stadium, and now comes the big one. 9 straight wins. That's the best in Division 1A. They are ranked number 1. They were ranked number 1 in the preseason polls. Nobody since 1985 has started out a preseason ranking number 1 and finished that way. That team was Oklahoma. Bobby Bowden, coach of the Seminoles, 16th season, 135, 42, and 3. He is indeed crafty. And Bob Griese, I know you have great respect for the man Bowden. because his offense is imaginative, but he's got a cool hand named Casey Weldon to run that thing.
Well, his offense comes in ranked in the top 5 in the country, and in Casey Weldon, he has the #1 rated quarterback coming into this ball game. But Weldon has some help in that backfield, and fullback Edgar Bennett and halfback Amp Lee. Together, those three I think make the best offensive backfield in college football. And of course, Bowden on the sideline, the little maestro, I think calling plays, nobody does it better.
Now, Michigan comes in with something, I think, a new tool in their arsenal, and Elvis Grbac with confidence and what appears to be an intent for a possession passing game.
Well, they like to throw the ball short and control the ball. Gary Moeller likes to control the ball, keep it away, especially against a team like Florida State defensively that is so quick and so fast. Now, that's not to say that Michigan doesn't have any speed and quickness, because on the outside, they have Desmond Howard, who has scored 6 touchdowns in the first 2 ball games, and Florida State will have to deal with him somewhere along the line.
But I thought Ricky Powers played a major role in their win against Notre Dame, because he literally almost single-handedly carried and held that ball the last 6 minutes.
Well, he carried the ball 38 times, and Michigan controlled the clock 2-1 against Notre Dame, and that's the exact game plan they'd like to use here today against Florida State.
What do you see as home field here now? Because really, the sound is not a factor here. The sound goes away from the playing field in this particular stadium, as strange as it may seem.
It's not as intimidating as some stadiums that we go around to. Number one, I think the game is going to favor, the field is going to favor Michigan because of the fact that they're playing on grass. Florida State is much quicker and much faster, and if this game were on artificial turf, I think it would really favor Florida State. But Florida State plays well on the road. They're a good road team. Serious
history between these two teams. There's not much to it. Actually, only one game previously. That was a 20-18 win for Michigan here in this stadium in 1986. And the point to be made about grass is obviously they haven't had grass here since 1968. They've been playing on a rug, but they plowed it up, and Jack Arute will document that story for you, because it was one of the engineering feats of our generation, because they had to lower the water table and all that kind of stuff. But Bobby Bowden bringing all of the speed in here and the imagination that we talked to. In a conversation with him yesterday, we talked about the Florida State speed and how do you use it against Michigan.
Michigan does the best job of disguising their coverages and defenses of anybody we've played, and so we're going to have to find out as we take the ball, and I don't know how successful we'll be with that, but we've got the whole package in now. We've got in crosses, outs, corners, takeoffs, everything.
And finally, the Michigan Wolverines will make their entry into the Great Bowl. Wolverines beat Boston College and Notre Dame. They have won 8 straight. Win today, they will own the longest win streak in Division 1A. Coach Gary Moeller, second season as head coach. He's 11-3. First time he squared off against Bobby Bowden.
With the highest resale value in its class and proven Honda reliability, the Accord is a safe place to put your money.
I'm a big man.
Why do so many men stick with Bic?
I'm a big man.
Because there's a Bic for every beard. Bic Regular, a great shave at a great price.
I'm a big man.
Bic Sensitive, Bic Baby's tender skin. Bic Metal, slim head, total control.
Yeah, I'm a big man.
I'm a big man.
Regular, sensitive, metal.
I'm a big man.
When I first saw Sarah on the library steps, I swear it skipped a beat. When Don Larson was 1 pitch away from a perfect game in the World Series, it stood perfectly still. On that awful day in '63, it felt like it was in the pit of my stomach. And that incredible moment when we all took one giant leap for mankind, it nearly burst with pride. But last year, when the doctors told me my heart was failing, and without a transplant I wouldn't last 6 months, that's when it stuck in my throat.
A year ago, the Prudential created the Living Needs Benefit. Now, the terminally ill could collect their death benefit while they were alive, and they could use it for anything their heart desired.
Now that I'm alive and well, I think of the donor. I think of his family, and naturally, my heart goes out to them.
For information, call 1-800-654-ROCK.
A driver's side airbag is now standard on every new Accord, Civic, and Prelude. But remember, it's most effective when you wear your seatbelt.
ABC's College Football, brought to you by Honda, who puts a driver's airbag on every new Accord, Civic, and Prelude and urges you to buckle up. By Hewlett-Packard, keep those ideas coming and we'll keep making them look their best. And by AT&T, the right choice.
Michigan receives from that perspective, strengths and weaknesses.
Well, the big offensive line, they just want to run right at Florida State and slow them down. And Florida State has that great team speed. They're ranked number 2 in the nation in total defense.
Don't see any weaknesses.
No, sir. Not there.
Not very many there. Desmond Howard will return the kick. Back with him will be a freshman, Tyrone Wheatley, a running back. Howard is a wide out, and you saw the graphic where he has been so successful. Dan Mowry's kick is very, very short. Up man, fullback, Barney Leggett takes it, and Michigan will start out from around the 30-yard line. And the Seminoles are already flying all over the place, and they will be all day long. Quarterback is Elvis Gerbach. You can see what he did against Notre Dame. It was nearly an NCAA record-setting performance. It was a Michigan record-setting performance. The rest of the backfield lines up with Leggett at fullback. Ricky Powers, very strong, powerful running back at tailback. Yale Van Dyne is the U-man outside. This is Powers. And Ricky Powers, you will not arm tackle him. He's one of those running backs that gets stronger and stronger as the day goes on. Up front, and here is the real strength of the Michigan offense. Doherty, Skeen, Elliott, look at the right side. Elliott, Capozo, and Skrepanak. Look at the size of those guys. Big Greg, he's at 325, give or take 25. That's Desmond Howard going in motion on 2nd down and 5 for Michigan, playing on real grass at Michigan Stadium. Field is flat, prescription turf. Throw it to the sideline. Florida State was sitting and waiting for it, and Terrell Buckley has scored a touchdown. How do you do?
Just a little quick hitch pattern. Gerbach throwing to Desmond Howard, and Terrell Buckley, who has 5 return touchdowns in his career. Take a look at it now. Buckley on the left has picked off 6 touchdowns, 6 passes last year and ran 2 back for touchdowns. Already ran 1 back this year for a touchdown. He is the big play man in that secondary. That'll be a great matchup all day.
Mowry for the point. It's good. Very poor judgment by Gerbach in throwing the ball because Howard was not available at all.
It was a good day for ideas. Plans for a sidewalk cafe were finalized. A river walk was proposed. And someone had the vision to bring luxury and romance back to train travel. Keep those ideas coming, and we'll keep making them look their best. LaserJet printers from Hewlett-Packard.
This is not what you want in a shave. Now you've got the edge with 6 rich lubricants for less irritation. You've got the edge.
Top-of-the-line parts, expert advice. That's your Big A Auto Parts store.
Big A, the sign that keeps your car running right.
spend less time at the pump. The CRX HF from Honda.
It's a wild card rematch when these two rivals fight. The Eagles and the Redskins here on Monday night.
Well, playing these guys is hard enough. Playing them with a handicap of 7 points, not advised. And that's exactly what Gerbach has done on his 1-2-3 throw gig on that second play of the ball game. Maury's kickoff is up the elevator shaft. I mean, it doesn't go anywhere. And Florida State is there about the time the ball arrives. Yale Van Dyne makes the reception. Michigan starting at the 34.
Quick hits. Watch the 1-2-3 and throw. Gerbach looks to his left initially. Now, Buckley is too good to do this on. You just can't go 1-2-3 and throw. Buckley reads the set of the quarterback, which he should. Watch him here on the left side. Buckley will eat this up all day. This will be a great matchup all day. Howard will get him later on in the ball game, but that'll be a key matchup all afternoon.
It's 7-0 on the 40-yard interception return for the touchdown by Buckley. Here's Michigan first down at the 34. And this huge crowd of more than 105,000, pretty quiet right now, as Ricky Powers on a little cutback will get it out to the 37 for a pickup of 3 yards. That's where the main strength of this Michigan offense is located, is along the line of scrimmage. The defense for Florida State, they'll go with 3 down and use 4 backers, and those backers are really active. Dinkins, Jones, Carruthers, and Freeman. Carruthers is from East Lansing, up the road.
Yep.
Second down and 7. Powers again. Powers works his way on up across the 40 to nearly the 43. Does not get a very good spot on it. And he's going to need a couple of more yards on 3rd down. The secondary for Florida State. Your safeties will be John Davis and Richard Coase. The corners are McCorvey and Buckley. And Mr. Buckley's made his presence felt already. McCorvey's is also a tough guy and can really run. And behind him is a guy named Corey Fuller who runs a 4.35 40. So there is speed, speed, speed in the white shirts. 3rd down and 2. They'll go back to Powers, and Powers will have the first down and then some. See, there you go. I mean, they're just moving them off the ball right now. Howard Dinkins, outside linebacker, makes the tackle for Florida State.
Well, Michigan has won the last 3 plays as far as power is concerned, but Buckley and FSU, there you take a look at Buckley. He now has 6 touchdowns on returns, 3 punt returns, and 3 interceptions for touchdowns in his career.
Ricky Powers again from across midfield, the 49, give him 4 yards down to the 45 as they play on what Ricky Powers calls my feather bed. Here's Jack Arute.
Keith, it took $2.23 million to renovate this field, getting rid of the tartan turf and putting in the prescription athletic turf. On top of that, they lowered the field by 3.5 feet. Now, that would have made it 2.5 feet below the water level. What they did is they put in drainage all the way around this that pumps out 800 gallons a minute, or this field would be underwater. It's awfully deep, too. Looks kind of like the rough at a golf course right now. It's 3 inches thick to try and slow FSU down.
Powers again on a carry over the right side, running behind Cocoso. Carruthers steps in to make the tackle for Florida State. And again, Michigan's now looking at 3rd down and about 3. Powers already 6 carries and 30 yards in the game, and he figures to get probably 30 or more carries before the day's over.
He'd love to, and Elvis Gerbach would love to give it to him that many times. That first pass, the interception by Buckley of Gerbach's got to shake his confidence just a little bit.
3rd and 3. Let's see if they go back to the patch. Nope, it's Powers. And Powers is very close to the first down. He may be close enough to go on 4th if they have to. Carl Simpson, Jr. from Baxley, Georgia, and McCorvey made the tackle. Awful lot of people on both teams from the local area, maybe even more from on the Florida State team from in that northern Florida region. McCorvey is from Pensacola. He doesn't quite have it. Now Gary Moeller's got to make a decision.
First tough call of the day right here. Sure, Moeller does not want to turn the ball over very often to Casey Weldon and FSU's offense. He made a big call against Notre Dame a couple of weeks ago on 4th down, but that was late in the ball game. Yeah. He needs time of possession right here. He needs to keep the football.
And about 6 inches.
You got one-on-one on out of here with Howard.
If you don't make it, though, you're going to give up the football back on the 40-yard line. They give it to the fullback, Marty Leggett, the junior out of Colorado Springs, and 225 pounds of Leggett gets the first down.
Well, that's your bread and butter. If you're Gary Moeller, you come in with the power. You want to control the ball up front. And if you don't go for it on that one, that was more important to make the first down than to try a long pass to Howard, who was covered one-on-one by Buckley.
Yeah, they won't get it this time, will they? Well, Buckley's confidence will grow, too, as the day goes on, and that's a two-edged sword. First down from the Florida State 38-yard line. On first down, Gerbach's pass to the sidelines is good. Ball was a long time getting there. Long time getting there, and I'll tell you what, Desmond Howard made the catch, but Terrell Buckley's eyes were getting pretty big. He almost got there.
You're exactly right, Keith. He was wide open. There you go, one-on-one again. The two outstanding players. They'll run him off. Buckley slips just a bit. The ball is in the air a long time. I think what Gerbach saw was wide open. He just wanted to make sure he completed it.
First down for the Wolverines. The ball at the Florida State 23-yard line. Contact. Don't know if there was movement or whether it was an encroachment by the defense, but middle guard and Matt Elliott were bumping heads.
Dead ball. Illegal contact by the defense.
Against Florida State, Cheney made the contact. John Nealon is our referee today. It is a mixed crew. ACC and Big Ten. So move it 5 yards, make it first down and 5 as the ball goes inside the Seminole 20-yard line. This is Ricky Powers across the 15, down to the 13-yard line. This is power football, and this is the kind of football that probably will work most of the day for the Michigan Wolverines. It's going to force the Florida State people to gamble some.
Well, Michigan's counting on it working all day, and that's what Moeller wants, and that's what Bobby Bowden was worried about, running right at him to really cut down on that speed from sideline to sideline that Florida State has.
Ball is just short of the 12-yard line. It's another first down for the Wolverines. Going to throw it into the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Howard.
With outstanding protection, throws it over Buckley, the corner covering Howard. And a great throw and catch.
That's almost as exciting as that Notre Dame catch.
Well, it's 1-1. One for Buckley and one for Howard.
One after is good, and J.D. Carlson, the Michigan place kicker, is from Tallahassee. His folks have season tickets to Florida State home games.
Our competition uses a very sophisticated, state-of-the-art, highly precise device to measure their cars. our car. The Accord from Honda.
Oh, you looked scarier 25 years ago.
Did I?
You looked scared.
I don't know. I thought I hit it well for an innocent girl.
You were innocent for the 60s.
Any regrets?
None. You?
Just one.
What?
That I waited 25 years to give you this.
The 25th anniversary diamond, a brilliant celebration of the loving marriage.
I've got goosebumps.
Well, you've given me goosebumps for 25 years.
Recently, these people walked out of Little Caesars with extra pepperoni and cheese without paying for it. Extra pepperoni. Extra cheese. Without paying for it. It's lots of get extra pepperoni and extra cheese on 2 pizzas without paying extra.
Lots of.
At $8.98, it's a steal.
It is tradition that separates college football from the other side of the game. How many hands have touched that M as they come out of the Michigan locker room to enter the stadium? Lots. A lot of them have gone on to be All-Americans, All-Pros, doctors, lawyers, and leaders. Florida State's going to get the ball for the first time on offense, Bob.
For the first time, versatility, a balanced run and pass attack. And for Michigan, a weakness, inexperience in the secondary. Although they're talented, they're inexperienced.
Well, we played 4 minutes and 55 seconds in the first quarter, and each team has a touchdown. We might need a 3-digit scoreboard. Harris and McMillan are the deep people. McMillan is the principal man back there. They want to have the ball. He's a redshirt freshman from Kissimmee. And Felix Harris is from Lake Placid with John Albertson out of Portage, Michigan. Ready to kick it off. 7-7 ball game. Left puts it down to this 18-yard line where Harris has it. And comes out across the 30 to the 34. So the Seminoles start with good field position as Casey Weldon, 5th-year senior, who is a native son of Tallahassee, comes out. He's 9-0 as a starter. The rest of the backfield behind him, speed everywhere. Edgar Bennett, outstanding fullback. Ampley is the tailback. The wideouts can fly. And the guys up front, big enough. Not as big as we have been seeing lately, but big enough. Because if it doesn't happen in an eye blink, it doesn't happen for the Noles. Even 10 minutes to go in the first period. Weldon bootlegging it, gets pressure, runs away from the pressure, gets his pass off, and it's complete for a first down. Shannon Baker makes the catch. Martin Davis was pursuing him, outside linebacker. He had him cold, except he couldn't catch him.
Let's go back and look at the touchdown. Here's Buckley now. Right here is Desmond Hart. He's going to go down, break to the inside, and then go back to the outside. Got inside the technique. He jumps on the inside route. Gerbach, outstanding throw over Buckley. Howard's got it. We got 1 touchdown for Howard and 1 for the defensive back, Buckley.
Goes off the first down play. Pressure again on Weldon. Passes away again to Shannon Baker. He's one of those 4-3-5 guys from Lakeland, Florida, and they've got another first down. 2 plays, 2 first downs. They're gobbling up real estate. And Baker hobbles. He will leave the ball game. Up front, Michigan's got to find a way to get some pressure. They've got to get into that backfield area and disrupt things, and it's the linebackers probably that are going to have to do it. Though Evans and Hutchinson are very, very active. Secondary, well, those corners have got heat all over them today. I mean, they're looking at burners coming down, and of course the Michigan secondary is not that bad, I'll tell you right now. Here's a quick pop by Weldon.
Pass.
They're going to halfback pass coming up here. Weldon across the field, it goes to Weldon, the quarterback. He's got a convoy. And down he goes, fumbles the football down at the 10, and they're going to call him down back at the 10. So Casey Weldon threw the ball across the field, and Charlie Ward had come in at a wide-out position. Ward throws it back across the field. He's the point guard in basketball and backup quarterback.
He is the third-string quarterback. He looks downfield temporarily, throws it back. Now watch the white shirts in front of Weldon. That's the entire offensive line that's there. Mancini is 67. A convoy going down the right side. We've had 3 plays. All 3 have been passes. Well, what we told you about Bowden, just he'll call anything at any time.
He has now sown his seeds of doubt. Weldon gives it to Ant Lee for the first time today, and it's a 2-yard pickup for Lee. If you're going to be conventional and run the ball off the guards and tackles, forget it. You're not going to do it against Michigan.
But Bobby Bowden sent a message to Lloyd Carr, the defensive coordinator, and the Michigan defense is they over-pursue. He threw that ball out there. All 11 guys for Michigan were out there. And that was one of the strengths of Michigan defensively. They hustled to the ball. Bobby turned that around to an advantage for him by throwing it all the way out there and then all the way back and picking up a huge gain.
Second down and 8 from the Michigan 9. Weldon to throw it. Sideline incomplete. Ball was out of bounds all the way. Ware was covering on the play. And Ant Lee, the tailback, was trying to reel it in. 85, you saw go in motion on that play, is the tight end Lonnie Johnson, 225-pound sophomore. He can run too, and he's the tight end.
You're going to score against Michigan. So far, it's been through the air this year. Not a rushing touchdown.
Here they come. Not quite. It is Edgar Bennett, the 210-pound fullback, and Bennett is rolled out at the 4. They can get a first down at just inside the 1. But they'll go for the 3 instead on 4th down.
Tells you about the way that Bobby Bowden thinks. Again, he calls the plays. 3rd down, a passing situation. He goes a little misdirection counter run.
Dan Mowry, redshirt freshman out of Tallahassee. Both place kickers in this game are from Tallahassee High School. This is a 21-yard try. Oh, it's not either. It's touchdown. Florida State. William Floyd takes it in. Pretty cute, huh? William Floyd.
Here's Floyd right here. The ball is going to be snapped. He's going to come across the line. The line will block down. Watch as Michigan tries to block it. The holder flips it forward. The guard is pulling but gets tripped up and stumbles, but enough for the touchdown. It's a great call.
They had a hit on him. Lance Dotson had a hit on him and didn't hold him, and they missed the extra point. Brad Johnson is the quarterback holder, and it was Johnson who flipped it for the touchdown.
Watch right up the middle. The short guy's going to get some penetration, and then the leapers.
Well, somebody saw that somewhere in some film somewhere, because Shante Peoples goes up and gets both hands on it to block it.
Today, we need to make every drop of oil count. So at BP, we're using advanced drilling techniques. Building oil fields that are smaller, more efficient, more productive than ever. Because that's the kind of thinking it takes to deliver about 10% of America's domestic oil. And to make the most of every drop. BP, the energy to change.
When you buy a Super Color Special TV antenna from Radio Shack, you get a great value. And Radio Shack has everything you need to make installation easy. Best of all, you get Super Color's advanced technology for the clearest picture and sound possible. Reception so lifelike, it's incredible.
Hey, great picture, huh, Howie?
And Super Color antennas are here just in time for football. 2 great antennas for city, suburban, or long range from $24.88. Only at Radio Shack, America's technology store.
At Thrifty Car Rental, we understand how therapeutic vacations can be. Getting away from the little power plays, reassessing your personal goals.
So to help make your vacation a relaxing one, Thrifty offers an extensive choice of vehicles at some remarkably reasonable rates. For the last thing you need to be doing on vacation
More ice, Mr. Gretzky?
maybe later, is worrying about money.
Florida State University was formerly the Florida State College for Women. 1947, the men arrived. Never been the same.
At least not on the football field. Started playing football the same year.
A 13-7 ball game as a result of that march by Florida State involving 4 gimmick plays. Unconventional plays, let's say.
Bobby told us yesterday, he says, I didn't hold anything back. He says, I saved some stuff the last couple of weeks, too.
Seminoles kick off, and again, the kick is very, very short. And a fair catch called, and they're going to mark him on the 24-yard line. Yes, you can fair catch a kickoff, and that's what he did.
This is the touchdown now, the fake field goal and the touchdown. Watch the guard. That's a Hart, number 84, that trips up. Take a look top of your screen. The end man on the line, the guard, the tight end is going to pull like a guard. And that's Floyd, 44. Just barely gets in for the touchdown.
I have a question for you after this play. It's a question that's been asked 1,000 times. Gerback gives the ball away to Bernie Leggett, the fullback, and Leggett rumbles to the 44-yard line. Why was Van Johnson not down when he took that snap? Because the knee is clearly on the ground.
Oh, you can do this. In college and high school football, you can do
it for the kick.
Yes, for the kick only. For this.
But he didn't kick.
No, you can do this. You can fake it and then go.
44-yard line. First down for Michigan.
That's the only time you can do that, Keith.
Yep. Running game, and hit behind the line of scrimmage is Powers, but they can't hold him. Florida State came blowing in. Cheney, the nose guard, got loose, but you can't hold Powers. He's a tough guy, a 205-pound sophomore. No huddle offense going here for Michigan. It is not a hurry-up, mind you. It's just no huddle, and it tends to freeze the defense and get people in and out. Pass is thrown complete to Yale Van Dyne. Van Dyne, the senior from Kearney, Missouri, has a first down for the Michigan Wolverines at the Florida State 45. And at 6 minutes and 43 seconds to go in the first quarter, 20 points on the scoreboard, and Michigan's moving again.
And so far, you'd have to say that the tempo has been in favor of Florida State because they want to try and outscore them. Gary Moeller says, I don't want a high-scoring game.
Walter Smith, number 2, is out there. Desmond Howard comes off the field right now. Van Dyne is the man in motion. They run it with a fullback, Leggett, and he's got about 3 yards. The temperature today is going to be around 60, 62 degrees, probably a little warmer down inside the stadium. The crowd over 100,000 for the 99th consecutive game. An absolutely marvelous day and a most festive atmosphere. Leggett hurries off the field. They've got 3 wideouts now, and it's second down and 7 for Michigan. Florida State 42. Gerback with time. Goes underneath with it to Powers. And Ricky Powers turns on the power and gets to about the 35-yard line in the arms of Kirk Carruthers and appears to have another Michigan first down. You're talking about teams hard to score on. At North Carolina State, they haven't given up a touchdown on I don't think yet this year.
It's their 4th ball game.
Yeah.
Florida State comes into this ball game with a pretty good defense. They're ranked very high in total defense. They're 2nd and 3rd in rushing defense in the NCAA.
But they haven't played the likes of the guys in maize and blue.
For sure. That's for sure.
But then on the other hand, Michigan probably hasn't seen this kind of speed in some time either. Leggett is back in with a single back right now toward the Wolverines on first down. He's got the ball, and he's hit behind the line of scrimmage. Firing in is Ostaszewski, and Henry got a piece of him, couldn't hold him as he falls ahead for about a 2-yard pickup. There's two twin brothers, Henry and Joe, both seniors, both from Boynton Beach, and both can block out the sun. Both good players.
We were taking that picture yesterday. We had one of the twins and didn't have the other, and Henry came over and says, well, why don't you just use my brother's picture? We both look alike.
They're both studying criminology, I guess. Those two guys can keep a neighborhood pretty quiet. Gerbach steps away and calls time. I think the play clock was just about to run out on him, and he stepped away from it, and he'll come to the sidelines and talk. Coming up next, we'll have regional football action for you. This is a doubleheader day. You might want to check your local listings for the game in your neighborhood, and there's some good ones. Out west, you got Colorado Stanford, Georgia Tech Clemson down south, and Pittsburgh, Minnesota in the middle of the country. And talking to Gary yesterday, I asked Coach Moeller what he expected to see from the Florida State defense, and this was his comment.
I would guess that they will blitz us more than any team has in maybe the last few years, because they have the skill to cover you man-to-man. And so it'll be a little different game, and if we aren't successful a couple times, I hope we don't get rattled and we'll come back.
Well, they haven't done it yet.
No, they haven't.
But they will.
Yep.
When you play Bowden teams, you don't really beat Bobby. I mean, if he loses, he just kind of runs out of time.
And he's not the defensive coordinator, so he's his defense may not be as aggressive as his offense is. Take a look at the play selection. Michigan has had 2 possessions, and Florida State only 1. One of the reasons why the large difference in total plays.
It's 2nd down and 9 now. They got Van Dyne and Howard over here together. Buckley is on Van Dyne right now. That opens Howard to drag the middle. A little crossing pattern. He's a former running back. Now he goes to the sideline. He can't get to it. He was covered that time by McCorvey, and the middle was open, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, but the play was to the outside. We're probably going to be with Howard all day long. McCorvey just slides to the outside. He was in zone coverage, and the route they had that covered. Just the defensive call had that play covered.
Yep. Ball is on the 34-yard line. It is 3rd and 9, and Powers comes out. That leaves Leggett as the lone back, and he gets Smith on the field, number 2, bottom of the screen.
Here they come.
Here's your blitz, goes to Howard, umpire gotten away. Florida State takes him down at the 35-yard line and a penalty flag. I'm not sure that Diebold didn't turn upfield. The tight end went in motion. He may have turned a little too soon.
It was he was blocking, Keith.
He was blocking, yep.
Yeah, it was interference. He was blocking downfield.
5 yards, face back.
Yep.
Well.
So that's a 5-yard pickup.
It's a wide receiver screen right here. He's going to come down. Now watch the tight end in motion. He's going to come over and really try to block the defensive man that's trying to cover Howard. Watch him now. Watch him. That's a pick.
That's a pick.
Well, I take that back. The ball is thrown behind the line of scrimmage.
Is it?
And in college and high school football, if it's thrown behind the line of scrimmage, you can go downfield and block.
Not a pick.
Not a pick. Good defense.
3rd and 5. Pass is overthrown, intended for Van Dyne. It'll bring up 4th down. 13-7 ball game. Florida State leading in the first quarter of play with 3:48 to go. Yale Van Dyne replacing Derek Alexander at a wide-out position. And they miss Alexander in his speed, his running ability. He kept people off Howard's back. They couldn't double up on Howard so much with Alexander around. This is a considerable try for J.D. Carlson. 47-yarder. The hold for Michigan is Ken Solom, a quarterback. J.D. hits it. It hits the crossbar. Good. Bounced over.
You know, we've had a lot of things happen already here in this ballgame. We're not even through the first quarter.
So you get a Michigan bounce, and it's a 13-10 ball game at 3:42 to go in the first period.
You mentioned J.D. Carlson from Tallahassee. His parents, you know, he had a chance to go to Yale. His mother was very upset when he turned down Yale to come to Michigan. Got to be some mixed feelings in that family today.
John Albertson will kick it away now as J.D. comes to the sidelines. He's not handling the kickoffs anymore. And for Florida State, Tiger McMillan 33 and Felix Harris 24. High hanger. And it's McMillan. He's tough. Out to the 33-yard line. The Honda Scholar Athlete Award brought to you by American Honda, supporting amateur athletics. This week's award goes to Dave Ritter, senior strong safety, University of Michigan. Started the opening win over Boston College. Very prominent personality on the special teams. Honda presenting a check for $3,000 to the General Scholarship Fund of the University of Michigan. Dave's graphic design major, 3.50 grade point average. He's out of Hickory Hills, Illinois. From the 33-yard line, first down for the Seminoles. A conventional start for this possession, given to Amp Lee, the tailback, and he picks up the better part of 3 yards on the carry.
Conventional start. Florida State's got the ball. Put your seatbelt on and hold on. Here we go. You know, Keith, both teams had a week off. They had 2 weeks to prepare for this game, and I think it shows in the first quarter already. A lot of things that we have not seen have come out in this first quarter.
23 points on the scoreboard for the two teams. 13-10 Seminole lead. Weldon back to throw it. Sets up a screen. They've got it set up well. This is Amp Lee. And Amp is run out of bounds, but not until he has crossed midfield and stepped out on the 44-yard line of Michigan.
Just a screen pass. Amp Lee, a great receiver.
He runs so easily. There's the yardage and numbers on Carlson's kick.
And he doesn't overrun, Keith. He waits for his blockers. He's got plenty of left. Once they make their blocks, he can take advantage of the block.
Lee again. Big hole on the left side. Bounces off the tackle. Still going. Touchdown, Florida State. Quite a remarkable run by Amp Lee. He took what they gave him. They couldn't take his feet away from him, and he just kept on tiptoeing until he was in the end zone.
To the right side that we're looking at it. Number 36, that's Morrison. Should have filled on the outside. He was an anxious linebacker. Went inside. Runs around number 20, that's Brown. Now he just does a bunch of things on his own. Stops, waits, cuts back. Doesn't overrun it. Has enough speed left to get in the end zone.
Kick is no good. Mowry can't get the ball up at all. I mean, that's hit the crossbar and bounced straight back at him. The first one was blocked, and this one was hit so low that it went under the Michigan defender.
Mowry had trouble in his first game against BYU. He's a new kicker this year.
He's missed 4 times on extra point.
He's a redshirt freshman. Let's take a look at it. Ground level. Just kicks it low. Doesn't hit it good. And nobody got near that. He hit the ball too high. Maybe he hit a little fat and then bounced his foot into the middle of the football. He's a little excited.
19-10, Florida State lead. Here's Jack.
And Keith, if this isn't bad enough, the score for the Michigan Wolverines, their key player, Desmond Howard, during that last exchange was sitting on the bench. They had to wrap his side down almost by his hip, down in the lower rib area in ice. He took a real heavy hit there. They say it's been bruised, but he will be back. But you know it'll be tough.
Well, he's out there now to have a try at kick returning.
These kickoffs, Keith, they've been just pooching him very high. They're not going to kick to Desmond Howard. They saw what he did a couple of weeks ago. We mentioned he has 6 touchdowns in the first 2 ball games. 4 of them. Now he has 7. He has 1 in this ball game. He had 4 coming in by reception, 1 on a reverse, and 1 on a kickoff return, and another one here today on a reception. So 7 of the 8 touchdowns that Michigan has scored this year has been because of Desmond Howard.
That was a heck of a run by Amp Lee. 44-yard touchdown Gallup. They don't kick to Howard again. It's short for Leggett, the fullback, and Leggett has no room. His own people are in his way. They don't give him any room to run the ball.
What they're doing, they're kicking the ball so high that Florida State has the speed that by the time the ball comes down, he almost has to fair catch it, and they're giving him, say, all right, we'll give you the 30 to 35-yard line every time, but we will not kick it to Desmond Howard.
Now, let's see what the Wolverines can do here. The last time, they didn't go to the run as much, and they were not as successful. Let's see if they stay with the run more in this possession. Starting at their own 31-yard line. Starting with 3 wide receivers. They are. Go to Powers. And Powers will get it up to the 34-yard line. Bobby Bowden, talking about this Michigan offense, had this comment yesterday.
They really got a great offense. Big offensive line with an outstanding north-south runner. And so you got to get 2 people on this guy sitting out here, and you can't turn that nowhere. But you can't play none-on-one on that other one either, you know. And so they control that football until you start sneaking some more people for to stop it, and that guy's one-on-one out there. It's a headache. It's 60 minutes of a headache.
Right now, Florida State is sitting on a 19-10 lead. Michigan just missed a pass all the way across the field as Buckley just absolutely tied up Desmond Howard. He wasn't anywhere near the pattern that he wanted to run. And besides that, the Wolverines have an illegal procedure.
Well, I like what Bobby says. You can't play none-on-one out here on Howard. you got to worry about him.
Ball is resting at the 34-yard line. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in a very long first quarter.
But exciting.
I don't think the forward pass is your primary weapon, though, for Michigan. I think that's...
No, they don't want it. They don't want this type of ball game, team. That's for sure.
Just keeping it in the air, and he's going to go down. He gets it off, but he's under enough pressure and having to run with it. He can't hit Yale Van Dyne. And the pursuit was coming from the blind side of Reggie Freeman.
Well, they had some pressure on him that time. The 5 men coming after him, a little bit of a blitz, forces him outside the pocket. One thing that Gerbach does not do well, and that is move around. He is not a good runner. Casey Weldon is a big-time scrambler and runner. Gerbach prefers being in the pocket.
That was not a very good offensive possession for Michigan.
You see what Michigan does with Mr. Buckley here.
As Kona will punt it. He's hit it 4 times this season, averaging 48 yards. Normally gets pretty good hang time on it.
Got a return on.
Yep, good high kick. Buckley from the 27, back to the 24. Well, that's good coverage by the Wolverines as Mark Elliott, the baby brother of Matt Elliott, got outfield to make the tackle. And the big thrill for Mark Elliott was after being called in to snap for the injury of Steve Brevitt, he got to go eat at the training table. We'd like to pause right here 5 seconds to let our ABC stations tell you who they are.
TV5 WEWS Cleveland.
1 minute and 41 seconds to go in this first period. Florida State has the ball. Shannon Baker is back in at a wideout. After having left, limping a little bit, he's number 1 and he can really run. 19-10 as the gamboling Florida State Seminoles go to work. There was the first time that they had some real pressure on the quarterback, Casey Weldon. Dwayne Ware, a cornerback, blitz. And he got him just as he released it, but the pass was incomplete. When you get into a situation like this, you're going to have to gamble something.
Well, anytime they have a closed corner where there's not a flanker on the outside linebacker and the corner on that side can switch assignments. That time Ware got in there and put some pressure on Casey Weldon.
Back goes Casey to throw again. Pressure from the backside. Gets his pass away underneath to the fullback, Edgar Bennett, and Edgar's very close to a first down. Weldon's a gamer. I mean, he hangs in there to the last millisecond and got his man.
Weldon has not thrown an interception this year. He has thrown 7 touchdown passes. And Bennett, the fullback, is an outstanding receiver. You take a look at what Florida State ranks in the NCAA national rankings offensively. Both these receivers, Keith, have caught a lot of passes.
Casey was married a couple of years ago. He and Lori have a baby daughter. He did not, in fact, he was thinking about transfer and going someplace where he could play because he was behind Peter Tom Willis, then he was behind Brad Johnson, who's a great big strapping fellow with a cannon arm. And then 6 games with 6 games to play last year, he got the starting call and he's won them all. Up to today. Right now he's leading by 9.
He waited his turn. He was around for 3.5 years before Bowden said, go try your luck. I meant to say that both the running backs are good receivers, outstanding receivers. As you take a look at the total yards already here, the first quarter is not even completed.
You saw the measurement was just short. Ant Lee will not get there. He didn't get it. They roll him back. Ware, number 8, was right up in the melee.
Well, when you start playing power football, you're playing right down the alley of this Michigan Wolverine team. It's a team from the Big Ten, the Midwest. You're going to play power physical football. Florida State has more speed and quickness. It's not their game.
Scott Blair, a walk-on senior, in to punt it. Knocks it out of there. Desmond Howard looking for help. Pops out. Comes back to the 42-yard line. So you kind of hold your breath if you're rooting for the other side when both Howard and Buckley get their hands on a punt to return it.
There's a big play defensively on that last Florida State third down situation. Eric Anderson, number 37, slides along the line of scrimmage that time, and Morrison, 36, the other inside linebacker, is there to help him. Both inside linebackers got down the line free of any offensive lineman and made the play.
The thing that was interesting, too, is both corners were up on the line of scrimmage to keep anybody from getting outside on it, too.
Had to go inside.
Yep. This is Powers. And Ricky Powers picks up a couple of yards before Carruthers, 45, is there to get him. Kurt Carruthers' daddy was on Duffy Doherty's coaching staff up at Michigan State, and George Perlis, now the current coach up at East Lansing, was the best man at Carruthers' mom and dad's wedding. But Kurt left East Lansing to go to school in Tallahassee. Powers again. Nothing there. There's a loss of a yard or so on the play, and finally the first quarter comes to an end. But it was an adventure. 19-10, Florida State leads.
You could call one company to take your package to an address across town. And you could find somebody to take your package to any address cross-country. Then you could call a third outfit that could take your package overseas. And yet another that could take your package overnight. But there's only one company you could call if you only wanted to make one call.
You want to spend as little as possible, yet still get the most for your money. So where do you go for tires? Your Goodyear retailer. He has a wide selection of tires at prices that are lower than you'd expect for such quality. Computer balanced, installed by experts. Where else could you pay so little for so much peace of mind? Good tires, good service, good people. Goodyear.
VHS camcorders just got into shape. The Sharp Slim Cam, the world's smallest, lightest full-size VHS camcorder. Big camcorder features like 12:1 zoom and tapes that fit your VCR. Sharp Slim Cam, the great new shape in camcorders.
58% of business travelers change their plans at least once. No problem. Call 1-800-HOLIDAY. Holiday Inn. Stay with someone you know who really knows you.
It was designed to run like a watch. Just strap it on.
Hail to the victors, ringing through this great big old bowl, but the home folks are behind by 9 points as we start the second quarter of play. Florida State leading 19-10, 3rd and 11 for Michigan. So the first play of the second quarter has got to be a big one if the Wolverines want to keep the ball. Debo, the tight end's in motion. Gerback getting pressure. Down he goes. Coming right up the middle, number 94. Patrick McIntosh. And that'll take care of that. The Michigan punting team heading on the field.
Well, the reason that happened, Keith, is that it was a wide receiver screen. To the left side, nobody's going to block. The offensive linemen don't even block these guys because it's a wide receiver screen, and the quarterback is supposed to avoid the defensive men coming. You're supposed to get the ball off before they get there.
Chris Stapleton is in to punt. Didn't get much of it. Bouncing ball downfield for Buckley. Terrell Buckley gets a crack. One man. And finally runs out of real estate. And a penalty flag is going to be thrown probably against the Michigan man that hit him out of bounds. But Buckley is exciting. 37-yard punt and a 30-yard return. I expect that's what it is because the hit was made well out of bounds, and it was Eric Anderson.
Good ball. First one.
Yep, that's what it is.
First down.
Terrell Buckley, an outstanding cornerback, also runs back punts, as you've seen. He was a second-team All-American last year and could become the third first-team All-American cornerback for Florida State in the last 4 years. Deion Sanders and Leroy Butler were the other two.
Yeah, but Terrell doesn't have any minute change yet.
Not yet, huh? Well, he's had a big impact on this ball game already, and we're only starting the second quarter.
24-yard line of Michigan, first down for the Noles. Weldon throwing. Pressure zone, pass away. It is incomplete. It was intended for his tight end, Warren Hart.
Well, let's take a break for a second and look at the first quarter stats. First of all, look at the bottom. Time of possession in favor of Michigan. That's what they wanted. The turnover that you see for Michigan turned into a touchdown. Go up to total plays, 26 for Michigan, but Florida State only 13, but Florida State leads 19-10. That's because when they've gotten the ball, they've scored very quickly, and of course the turnover for Florida State got 7 points.
You got Amp Lee, the tailback, out here in a wide receiver position now. Weldon back, pass is thrown underneath the Lee. Lee runs to the 20, and he is hammered at the 20. That's a pickup of about 4 yards, and Eric Anderson's the man there first.
Here's the latest play, Keith, that's in vogue. Here's the wide receiver. He's going to come down here on a screen. What they're going to do is let everybody through. Both teams have run this play already. Watch it. The defensive line comes through. It's a little. Now watch the offensive line go down. The linebackers avoid the blocks of the offensive line. That is one of the new plays of this 91 season. Everybody seems to be running.
Call it 3rd down and 7 from the 20. Weldon's pass, wide open, tight end, Warren Hart, touchdown, Florida State. They're just eating them up offensively.
It's going to be from the left side of your screen. Number 8 there, the defensive back is Ware. The tight end releases inside of him and goes straight down the field. There's nobody in the middle of the field. Weldon reads it. And a great call and a great read.
And the score jumps out to 25-10. Now, the extra point has become a considerable adventure for Bobby Bowden's folks. Mowry has had one block, hit the crossbar on the other one, so this time they'll go for 2. Weldon's pass incomplete. Intended for Edgar Bennett, the fullback. Bennett had his hands on it at the goal line, but Eric Anderson separated man and ball, and the score remains 25-10.
This is the new Pontiac Bonneville. Inspiring to the eye and to the touch. Even to your peace of mind. The all-new Pontiac Bonneville. A higher level of excitement.
The American Society for Testing and Materials set a new technical standard for antifreeze used to protect heavy-duty truck engines against boiling, freeze-ups, and corrosion. Only one of the 3 best-selling antifreeze brands made for cars meets that standard. It's the patented car antifreeze that can also keep heavy-duty engines running at their peak. Protect your engine from freeze-ups and boilovers. Remember the heavy-duty standard. Don't stop short of the peak.
And isn't it true that this auto part did, in fact, come from the defendant's car?
Objection. Prosecution is leading the witness.
Overruled. You may answer the question.
This part most definitely came from that car.
And how can you be sure?
I work for Napa Auto Parts. It's my job to be sure.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Napa people are parts experts, so they can answer any question, whatever the case may be.
Conference rivals meet when Georgia Tech tries to tame the Clemson Tigers. Plus exciting regional action next on ABC Sports.
In case you wonder why the M out there in the middle of the field, this is new grass. It was just put in this summer, and to put that heavy paint on the M, block M, would, they were afraid, kill the grass. So they did not put the heavy stuff on. They'll be able to do that probably next year.
The stadium looks so much more homey with real grass rather than that artificial turf.
Yep.
You know what, Keith?
Yep. Say the running backs love it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here comes Florida State. And they're still not going to kick that thing down to Howard. Yale Van Dyne comes up and makes the fair catch call, and there's a penalty flag. Fair catch. You got to give the man room to catch it.
We have a 5-yard interference with the opportunity by the kicking team.
That's what the call is.
First and 10. Go 5.
So you can fair catch a kickoff.
Let's go back and look at this. You be the quarterback. Here's Weldon. He's looking straight down the field. Now, the defensive men are here. There's nobody in the center of the field. The tight end is here. He's going to go straight down the middle. Watch as Weldon looks straight down. The tight end gets into that open spot, lays it over linebackers, between defensive backs. That's why he is the top-rated quarterback in the country.
On first down, Wolverines go to Ricky Powers, and Powers is hit head-on by Leon Fowler, the free safety, coming up from his support position. This offensive possession for Michigan starting just short of the 47. The gain is up just past the 49, so give him 2.
Of course, only 23 yards on that last play. It was set up by Buckley's 30-yard punt return, plus the 15 yards of the penalty, the personal foul penalty at the end of it.
Howard goes in motion. Gerback keeps it. Now he throws it, and he throws it behind the tight end, Tony McGee. So they again flush the Michigan quarterback out. And he is not as accurate on the run as he is in the pocket.
And good coverage, Keith. Anytime Michigan gets outside the pocket, you're really helping Florida State because they've got the speed to stay with these wide receivers.
Gerback's last 6 attempts, he's completed 1 for a -yard. -1. So it's third down. And about 8. Down for the Michigan Wolverines at the Florida State 42-yard line. Corey Fuller on the tackle for the Seminoles.
Seminoles coming after Gerbach, blitzing. He moved around in the pocket just a little bit, just enough time to get the ball off.
I think they're now convinced that they can go ahead and play man. They can go after Gerbach, get in his face, and play man in the secondary.
And Michigan, on its side of the ball, has to say, hey, listen, let's play our brand of football. Reverse.
Nope, going to throw it. Howard's down there. Buckley's with it. Touchdown, Michigan. What a marvelous catch by Desmond Howard. Incredible.
Watch this. Two All-Americans, 2 former future pro football #1 draft choices right here going up against each other. Buckley, 27, has a shot at knocking the ball down, misses it, and Howard makes the play. Just outstanding. How much more of this can they provide us? In a little over a quarter, they've really put on a show.
J.D. Carlson gets the extra point through there. 12:03 to go in the first half. We've had 42 points scored already. It's 25-17 Florida State.
One athlete, many events. The energy to challenge not just one, but all limits. At Texaco, we share that energy in all that we do. The energy to create innovative products like Haviland Formula 3 motor oil. The energy to lead the way in exploration, conservation, alternate energy. The energy to go as far as we can, and then go even further.
Pontiac Bonneville. The art of excitement. science of control. The new Bonneville, a higher level of excitement.
What's new tonight?
I love you.
More than you can imagine.
What did you say?
What did you hear?
With the season premiere of Who's the Boss on its new night, then...
The Seavers would like to extend to you a formal invitation.
That's right. We're moving to Saturday nights.
Is that why we're dressed up in these monkey suits? Yeah, I can barely breathe in this thing.
You're supposed to take this out, bonehead.
Growing Pains, Saturdays on ABC, right after Who's the Boss. But come as you are.
It begins to appear this will be the game that everybody thought it was going to be. J.D. Carlson is now out on the field, and I say that only because it's news. He's doing the kicking off, whereas Albertson had done it previously. McMillan 33, Harris 24 deep. 25-17 ball game, Florida State. Carlson knocks it on down to the 6-yard line for Harris. Look out! My goodness, he almost popped out of there. This business of Gerbach and Howard playing catch, it's been going on a long time at St. Joseph's High School, Willoughby Hills in the Cleveland, Ohio area. Howard was a tailback and a safety, and here he goes out of the backfield, and Gerbach hits him. And Gerbach in his senior year threw for 15 touchdowns, and he had learned how already at that tender age.
Been diving for balls for about 6 years, hasn't he?
That's right.
Well, if that ain't great stuff. If those two guys, Howard and Buckley, aren't #1 draft choices someday, somebody's missing a call on those two.
Seminoles go to work. Give it to Amp Lee, the tailback. A little spin, and Amp is up to the 39-yard line for a pickup of about 5 yards. Lee is 42. 22 is Edgar Bennett. Shannon Baker is running a little tender on his left ankle, but he's in there. He's one of those burners. Weldon's got it to throw it. Down the middle, short. Incomplete pass. It bounced in front of McCorvey. Number 88, here's Jack.
Keith, if you ask Desmond Howard what is the most spectacular catch he's ever made, he doesn't even include one in football. It involves this hat and his buddy Trip Welburn 2 years ago when they went to a Michael Jackson concert. It seems that Michael threw his hat out into the crowd, and the man that made the diving catch, number 21, Desmond Howard.
Just shows you he's multi-talented.
3rd and 5. That's good to Baker. And it's good to the 49, and it's good for a first down. In front of Lance Dutton.
Lloyd Carr, right there with the headphone on, defensive coordinator, told me that in his 12 years at the University of Michigan, he said this Florida State offense is the toughest he has seen to defend in all of his years. And I think the points that Florida State has put up on the board would bear that out. He thinks that Bobby Bowden, who calling plays, is second to none in college football, Keith.
Well, you need speed to make it work, and boy, they've got it. Weldon, back to throw. Gets a little heat. Gets it off. Dropped by Lee. Dropped by Lee. Steve Morrison, inside linebacker, planted Casey Weldon. I mean, he put him on the ground and left the print of his body. And Casey got up a little tenderly. Tonight, ABC Saturday night lineup. Two of your comedy favorites, Who's the Boss and Growing Pains, moving to their new night, followed by all new Young Writers and one of the most unusual new characters on television, the Commish. A night of premieres tonight on ABC. Second down and 10. Lee, look out. We saw what Amp Lee can do a little while ago when he went through that entire Michigan secondary by himself, 44 yards for a touchdown.
But the thing that makes Florida State offensively so tough, Keith, is that they have balance. They not only can run the football, but they can throw it. And Weldon can get outside the pocket.
Shannon Baker has left again. That ankle very sore. So he hopped off the field. Terrell is in. Eric Terrell. Third down. 4. Pass intercepted by Morrison, the inside linebacker. He's got one man to beat, but he doesn't have the foot speed to do it. And it's Michigan run down inside the Florida State 20-yard line. That's another one of those passes that quarterback will look at it and wish he hadn't thrown it because he threw it right to it.
Right. Here's Morrison right here. As Weldon drops back, he's going to come over here. And watch when the ball comes over, the interception is going to be made. He's trying to get the ball to his tight end. Good play by Morrison. Good position on the field. And now when the party's over, just get down and don't cough it up.
That's the first interception of Casey Weldon this season. And Michigan with an opportunity. Florida State caught in the neutral zone as the outside backer at the top of the screen tried to make a move, and Matt Elliott wasn't going to let him off the hook. He caught him in there and snapped that ball.
Weldon was trying to hit the wide receiver on a slant on that interception, and the linebacker, Morrison.
That's on Howard Dinkins.
Let's go back to the interception. To the right side of your screen, 36 is Morrison. Now watch him just keep flowing out. He sees the ball all the way. The receiver right there cuts right in front of him. Good positioning, good discipline by Morrison not to jump up on the receiver that was out in the flat.
He was huffing and puffing, though. It just ran out of speed.
He was looking for somebody to tackle him.
All right, it is first down and 5 from the 15 after the offside penalty. Gerback gives it to Ricky Powers. He cuts it down to the 10-yard line and a first down. When Ricky Powers gets that movement and then is able to plant and come back, he doesn't weigh 205 pounds. He weighs 255 pounds.
Well, the thing that he does well, too, Keith, is he is not too quick. A lot of backs will get the ball and run up the back, and he waits to see if something else might open up. And he is very good at sliding one position over, a hole or man or two, to pick up an area that may be open where he can run the football. He does it very well.
They don't give him the first down. It looks like he's about 2 or 3 inches short of it. So it'll be second down in inches from the 10. The offensive front for the Wolverines. Big Skripanak, number 75, 325, Kokozo, Doherty, Matt Elliott, DeBolt, the tight end. Gerback to Powers, coming around the right side. Powers is going to be hit, but not taken down. Ricky Powers just simply out-muscled the Seminole tackler and got his first down at the 9-yard line.
Michigan does not want to play the game east to west, though, Keith. Anytime you pitch that ball and go around in, you're allowing the foot speed from Florida State to run and catch up with you. Their best game is straight ahead if they're going to run it.
15 carries for Ricky Powers now and 51 yards. And they have so much speed that they can double you. By the time you get to where you want to make your turn, they got 2 or 3 people there for you. I'd run right behind Kokozo and Skripanak, and that's exactly where Powers goes. But there's only a yard there as the Seminoles just filled it. McCorvey, one of the safeties, was up there.
Jones was up there too. Marvin, yeah.
Marvin Jones is 55. He's a sophomore. His brother, big brother, Fred Jones, was a great player at Florida State as an inside linebacker.
As you look at Jones, he started as a freshman last year, led the team in tackles as a true freshman. In fact, was a third-team All-American.
Second down and goal to go. 8:05 to play in the first half. Florida State leading 25-17. Gerback to throw it. He He throws to Leggett. Leggett, touchdown. Got into the corner. There is a penalty flag on the field. Thrown right down on the sideline.
Thrown right over there near where the touchdown occurred also. Maybe defensive holding.
Might be illegal use of hands. Might very well be illegal use of hands. An illegal block.
The flag will be waved off in as much as the pass.
No flag. They pick it up. And it stands as touchdown, Michigan.
'83's Debo. Now watch 40. Leggett coming out of the backfield. Oh, a huge gaping hole to throw through for the quarterback.
They're going to go for 2. And they're going out of no-huddle offense. Florida State trying to substitute some people. And now timeout has been called. At 7:52 to go, 25-23.
The all-new Pontiac Bonneville. Designed to stir your passions. And engineered to keep them under control. The new Pontiac Bonneville. A higher level of excitement.
I used to have dandruff, so I tried Head and Shoulders. Then I tried Selsun Blue. Blue is better.
Selsun Blue relieves dandruff flaking better than Head and Shoulders. And doctors recommend it more than Head and Shoulders, Denerex, and Tegrin.
Blue is better.
Selsun Blue.
It took all day, but they finally came up with one very big idea. What do you bet they printed on a laser jet from Hewlett-Packard?
Craft Caravan Incorporated. Are you having trouble getting an international operator? All Nations Forwarding. Are you having more trouble getting overseas faxes through on the first try? We want you back. AT&T Pro Watts. Competitive prices on international calls. Plus our new Favorite Nation 10% discount. Switch now and get 1 month of long distance free. We want you back. Call 1-800-222-0900.
Florida State charged with the timeout. They didn't have the people out on the field they wanted to defend against a 2-point conversion try by the Michigan Wolverines. A 2-pointer successful will tie it at 25. How many times have you seen a Big Ten football team, the quality of Michigan, with in a first half involving a total of 50 points and still 8 minutes to play?
Gary Muller's in that rarefied air of those high-point games. He doesn't want this.
All right, Gerback out of the shotgun, trips to the right side or bottom of the screen, and now they send Van Dyne the other way. He throws it up there to Howard. Howard is running, and he doesn't get there. It's Leon Fowler making the tackle and stopping him a yard or so short.
What do? You throw it out wide to your best player. You give it to Howard behind the line of scrimmage. Let him come all the way back. See what he can do. Lined up as a wide receiver. Van Dyne goes out to block. Now he's got the ball. Nothing's good over there. Come all the way back across. It's either going to be 2 points or nothing. And Fowler, number 3, comes up and flips him. Good defense.
Well, the ball was tipped when he threw it. That's why there was nothing on the other side.
Yeah, slowed it down getting there, yeah. Gerbach with a good block. That's good football. This is a good football game, Keith.
7:52 to play in the first half. Florida State 25, Michigan 23.
Somehow, you don't seem to think that missing an extra point now is going to make any difference because points are kind of cheap early in this ball game.
It may, however, they may get a little more pressure as the day goes on.
May slow up. You can't expect this pace to continue the entire ball game.
J.D. Carlson has come back out on the field. He kicked off the last time. You need two kickers today. They're both going to be tired. That sends McMillan 33 and Harris 24 deep for Florida State. Carlson hammers it. Hooks it over there to Harris. He takes it on the move, almost dropped it. Gets a little daylight. Florida State's return team pretty good. They give the guy some room, and he comes up across the 25 to the 26. Next Saturday, ABC's college football will bring you the Florida State Seminoles against Syracuse, 10th ranked, or Michigan against Iowa in the Big Ten down at Iowa City. And that's two bear traps for these two teams, Syracuse and Iowa, both tough. Out west, you got a Pac-10 game, California and UCLA. In the mountains, Air Force hosting Wyoming. Check the local listing. That's a lot of good football right there. Woo. First down for the Seminoles. This is Amp Lee. Fumbles the ball. Michigan's after it. Florida State man went underneath and I think got it. Michigan man was falling right toward it, but one of the Seminoles came underneath him and got control of the ball.
That is something really
knocked it loose.
This is something really unusual for Florida State when you see one of their running backs fumble the football. Right there, Amp Lee. That's his first fumble.
Amp got it back himself.
Yeah. That's his first fumble. Take a look, in 2 years.
Weldon back to throw. Underneath he goes. Plucked down immediately after making a catch on a crossing pattern. Number 7, Terrell, Eric Terrell, and Lance Dotton, the senior cornerback, got him. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7 for Florida State.
Amp Lee had not fumbled all of last year. In fact, did not fumble since the freshman year. He had gone 231 chances without fumbling the football. You saw his first one here in a long time.
Weldon gets it away, and Edgar Bennett has the first down for Florida State. That's one of the remarkable things about Edgar Bennett. He's in traffic, people trying to knock his head off, but he always gets just enough.
Edgar Bennett is the #1 rated fullback in the country coming out because he's a very, very versatile fullback. He can catch the football, he can block, and he can run. He came in to this ball game with 73 career receptions and has caught 3 or 4 here today already.
First down for the Seminoles at their own 39-yard line, leading 25-23. Good protection for Casey Weldon. Pass is caught by Amp Lee. The Michigan defender fell down, and it's now almost only Ware speed keeps it from being a touchdown. Clumsy defense over there on the sidelines by the Wolverines. Their man fell down. The play goes for 56 yards before Dwayne Ware brings him down.
Well, here you see the running back, Amp Lee, on a defensive back. He's going to come down, break inside, and go to the outside. Just simple spreading your running back out to a wide receiver, and his ability to catch the ball and run routes allows you to do this.
Otis Williams, the man that fell down, he got away from him, and Weldon is now 10 of 16 for 160 yards.
I'll go back to what I said in the opening, Keith. This backfield is the best backfield in the country.
First and goal from the 5 for the Noles. This is Lee. Look at those feet. Touchdown. He walked in.
He jumped around that cornerback like the defensive man wasn't even there.
He does it so easily. It's deceptively easy. Watch it. When you see the replay, watch the man's feet. Watch his feet.
Watch him make the defensive man miss. It's a little toss. 7 comes in, that's Terrell. Now watch Dotton, 22. Makes a little move to the outside. Good blocking inside.
Dotton is
they
a senior.
Make it look easy.
Yep. Dotton's a senior, one of the better ones around this neck of the woods. Well, Maury has kicked an extra point, but they wave it off. He got it up, but he didn't get it in the middle. So he's still unlucky.
Florida State University is advancing boldly into the 21st century with the National High Magnetic Field Laboratory, renowned scientists, a strong liberal arts tradition, and trend-setting programs, a caring university. That's Florida State University.
Five minutes and 40 seconds to play in the first half. 31-23, 8-point lead for Florida State over the Michigan Wolverines. Dan Mowry finally got one in the air, but it was wide right. That's what we'll have for you at halftime. That special report on football in the state of Florida. Florida, one of the states that's producing so many high school athletes. And one of the big reasons for it is spring practice.
That's one of the reasons. Bobby Bowden thinks that Florida is the top state. Gary Moeller has gotten a few players out of there, but Bowden says that he thinks that the state of Florida has more talent than any state in the country. He says there's 150 scholarship players coming out of there a year, and he says that the city of Miami is the #1 city for talent in this country.
Never in my wildest would I have believed 31 points for one side and 23 for the other in the first half of this ball game.
I think it goes back to both teams being off for 2 weeks since they played their last ball game. A lot of chance to put some new plays in, get healthy.
All right, here's the kickoff. This one's up high, and this time Howard's going to let him have a shot with it. Oh, there he goes! Oh, if he'd gone outside, he scores. There's a penalty flag back upfield where the kick was made, but that's going to be an offside probably against Florida State. Yeah. So the kick return will stand by Howard.
This is unbelievable. I mean, it's just, I can do one better than what you've done. He follows his wedge. Wedge doesn't have anybody to block for a long time. If he would have stayed to the right, I believe he had a chance.
Yep. Yeah, that number 7 coming across got him. Wide out. It's Mowry, the kicker, who had the angle and came over and got him. There, right there. Yep, number 9. All right, first down, Michigan. The ball at the Florida State 40 yard line.
Luckily, 27 was back there as a safety, too.
Yeah.
These guys are going to have fun.
This is Ricky Powers. He rumbles along for 4 yards before they can finally stop him. And we've still got 5:20 to go in the first half. 31-23, Florida State. Raining points in Ann Arbor, Michigan on a cloudless day. Umpire threw that. Neutral zone. It's a Florida State man in there. He did make contact. Ostazuski made contact. Joe, this is Joe. We saw Henry earlier. Trying to anticipate the count. Gerbach giving him the variance in the cadence. So that moves the ball down 5 yards to where Michigan now is looking at 2nd down and 1. Let's see if they decide to stick in the end zone from here. Try to stick it. That's what they're going to do. And it is caught by Yale Van Dyne. Not the end zone, but it's down just inside the 15. And good for a first down. Caught in front of Leon Pollard.
Well, he was a play-action pass. He was looking deep for Howard. Howard was in the end zone, but he came off of him and threw it to Van Dyne going across the field.
Just inside the 15, 4:25 to play in the first half. Gerbach checking off. Ricky Powers looking for a little hold. Number 36 gets a hold of him and rides him down. Ken Alexander, a sophomore from Austin, Texas, playing the inside linebacker position for Florida State. It'll be first down. Or will it? Nope, it's second down. Second down. Trying to check the Michigan offensive front here. They have not made a substitute up there yet. They're all the same that started the game. This is Ricky Powers, and Ricky Powers is rolled up after a couple of yards.
Well, Moeller wants an offside penalty.
He looked like he was in the neutral zone, all right. It was McIntosh.
What happened was, when McIntosh jumped, he obviously tried to get back. The center, Elliott, snapped the ball, thinking that he was going to get him offside. McIntosh got back, and now Moeller thinks that he didn't.
But the play didn't get much. About a yard or so, a yard and a half. Now they're looking at third down and long from the 14-yard line. 3rd and 9. Drop, covered. Was it a catch and a fumble, or was it an incomplete pass? They call it a completion to Van Dyne, covered by Walter Smith.
Van Dyne on a slant.
Yeah, he had it.
Ball is knocked out, and Smith very alertly jumps on it.
And so it is 1st and goal for Michigan at the Florida State 3. And this is already the most combined points ever scored in this stadium in the first half of the ball game. Legette, a yard. I mean, they put some holes in some helmets on that one. Marvin Jones, 55. You could hear it all the way to Ypsilanti. And Legette is hurt. He went in there at a full bore, 225 pounds, and Marvin Jones was coming the other way at full speed, 220 pounds. And when big people that size going that fast run together, something usually gives. Sometimes it's just focus. And it takes a while to clear your head.
That's for sure.
But let's see about the condition of Legette as he stands up. That's what's coming up next here on ABC Sports. Legette now is up and walking off the field. Trotting off the field now, so he's all right. So it was just the collision, the impact of it, being hammered, and he trots off the field. 1:59 to play in the first half of the ball game. 31-23, Florida State. The ball belongs to Michigan. 2nd down and goal at the Florida State 2-yard line. Ricky Powers, the lone setback. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Carruthers, 45, is on top. And 36, Alexander, is on the bottom.
The line surge. Florida State wins the battle of the line of scrimmage. There's a mix-up in the backfield. Not good timing on the play.
I find it incredible that Michigan doesn't believe they can stick it in the end zone here. Legette comes back into the ball game with that huge line in front of him. 1st down and goal at the 3, outsizing the other team.
And what Florida State is doing is slanting, getting into the gaps with their speed, and that's causing some problems for that big offensive line.
Michigan will talk on the sideline.
I'm Al Michaels with an invitation to join us for a great matchup on Monday Night Football. Jim McMahon leads the Philadelphia Eagles with a mark of 3-1 into Washington to meet the unbeaten Washington Redskins. RFK Stadium will be in a frenzy. Monday night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific.
Hayden's a cover boy. But will he suffer the curse?
Anybody believe that's got half a brain?
Well, then how do you explain the fact that I believe it?
The season premiere of Coach, Tuesday.
You saw last year, and I probably have seen this year, where you have these new fields, this prescription turf. You'll see people go out putting pieces back in place. Well, they're doing it here. Grass is less than a year old. By next year, it should be in pretty good shape. 59 seconds remaining in this first half. Michigan's football, 3rd down and goal from the, actually now on that last play, they lost yardage, just back on the 3-yard line. There they are petting down some of the grass that popped out.
And both teams are over on the sideline talking to their respective coordinators. Gary Moeller handles the calls offensively for Michigan, and Mickey Andrews is the defensive coordinator for Florida State.
Elliott, Kokozo, Skrepenak, big guys to the right. It is Skeen and Doherty on the left side.
Bobby went down and told him to keep 2 guys on Desmond Howard.
Do not leave Mr. Howard unescorted.
Well, Howard's behind. Right now he's in the backfield, hiding behind. Now he shifts out.
Leaving Ricky Powers as the lone back. Fake it to Powers. Lob it. Intercepted in the end zone. Bad pass. Nothing on it. Just threw a knuckleball up there. And Howard Dinkins, the linebacker, had dropped to cover the tight end. And Dinkins made the catch. And Michigan is turned away. Not a good pass by Gerback. He had to get it up in the air over the linebacker, and he didn't do it.
Well, here is who he's trying to go to right here. That's McGee. He's going to come around the end, the tackle, and come back out here on the outside. He's going to do play action away. He's trying to get lost. The linebacker, Dinkins, 89, does a nice job of staying with his man. Is not fooled by the play action. 3rd down and 3. You're not going to be fooling anybody on play action. Gerbach underthrows this ball.
Got plenty of room, too.
Yeah,
you can put it on up and you let the tight end run a little.
I'd much rather have gone after my main man, Howard, out there one-on-one.
First down, Florida State at the 20-yard line. Casey Weldon gives it to Ant Lee, and Ant's around the corner. And across the 30 all the way out to the 33-yard line.
You know, not only do they not get the touchdown on that play, Keith, but they also don't get the 3 points out of it.
Right. Come up empty.
And it's a big momentum change going into halftime. Florida State is not tied. They don't even have to fight off that 3-point field goal. Big interception going in with the momentum.
Ant Lee, big first half, 74 yards on the ground and 79 yards receiving. Kevin Knox, way down at the bottom of the screen, is the wide out. Weldon gives it away. And Edgar Bennett will have a yard at the most with the clock running inside 15 seconds now. 31-23 ball game. Game summary there you can see. There have been some mistakes, yes, but there have been some spectacular plays. And the 2 touted, advertised people have delivered in today's first half. 31-23, Florida State leads Michigan. Back with a halftime after this message and the words from our ABC station.
ABC's College Football. Brought to you by Pontiac and your local Pontiac dealer. We build excitement. And by UPS, now offering 10:30 a.m. guaranteed overnight air delivery.
John Wimberly, listed as a punter for Florida State, on the field much of the halftime, practicing extra point kicking. It has been an adventure for the Gators' Dan Mowry. Florida State leads Michigan 31-23 at halftime.
Most
of my friends don't know what they're going to do after graduation, but I've already locked in guaranteed skill training in the Army. Qualify now and you can reserve even the Army's most sought-after technical training up to 12 months in advance through the Army's delayed entry program. Sure, being a soldier won't be easy, but then nothing worth having ever is.
Getting to know you.
I drove literally every car in the same class. It boiled down to, I wanted a Geostorm.
Guys like a girl that knows how to drive a stick.
There's 140 horses in here. Can you... Hello? Horses.
The cockpit's laid out like a jet.
You don't have to be a race car driver to drive a Storm, but you sure feel like one.
Getting to know you.
If this car had wings, it would fly.
Now's the time to get to know Geostorm, right around the corner at your Chevrolet Geo dealers.
Uniroyal Tiger Paw. Tires ready for action. Bred for traction. Uniroyal Tiger Paw. Gripping tight. Holding fast. Hanging tough. Mile after mile after mile. So take a tip and get a grip. Tiger Paw tires from Uniroyal.
At Thrifty Car Rental, we know traveling on business has its good points and its bad points, its ups and its downs. So to make those trips a little less hectic, we at Thrifty offer an extensive choice of vehicles at remarkably reasonable rates. Because no matter how much money you make...
You're all set, Mr. Gretzky.
It is, after all, your money.
ABC's College Football. Brought to you by Chevrolet. The heartbeat of America. The cars more people depend on. And by Heineken. Just being the best is enough.
Somebody told me I said Gators a minute ago. Well, if I did, that's a mistake. But John Wimberly was out there at the halftime warming up, place kicking, because Dan Mowry has had such a rotten time of it in the first half. He hit one block, he hit the crossbar, and all sorts of things. So Wimberly, who was an inconsistent punter, now is going to be place kicking, I guess.
If you're wondering about that last touchdown that Michigan had, these are the two people to watch. The receiver is going to come down and run to the outside. The ball is going to be thrown to Leggett out of the backfield. He's going to catch it right about over here. There was a flag thrown. Now watch the tight end as he releases. He gets jammed by the wide receiver, by the defensive back. The ball is thrown downfield. As long as the defensive back is in position to jam him and the receiver in a position to block, the contact is okay. The flag was thrown and then later picked up, and if there was any question about why the flag was picked up, that is why, because it was neither offensive or defensive interference.
And now let's check in with Jack Arute.
Well, Keith, don't expect anything different from either side of the field. And checking with Bobby Bowden, he told his players very simply, all you have to do is make sure that you keep scoring every time they do. On the other hand, on the Wolverines locker room, all that the coach said to them was, fellas, you played a great half. We're not going to make any major changes. Just keep going at them. Play Michigan football.
Well, the point is that Florida State's not letting them play Michigan football right now.
That's for sure.
But we've had a record number of points scored in the first half in the big house at Michigan. McMillan is the man. They like to handle the kick return along with Felix Harris, and J.D. Carlson will kick it off for Michigan. The temperature now is beyond 60 and very comfortable. It's Harris from about the 8-yard line, wiggling around and gets up across the 25 to the 26-yard line. And so now let's check the lineups here as the Florida State Seminoles come to the ball. Baker will do the snapping at center with Morris and Dixon at the guards. McNeil playing some behind Morris. Mancini, Stevenson are the tackles. McCorvey, a wide out, split in. Lonnie Johnson, the tight end. Quarterback is Casey Weldon with Edgar Bennett and Amp Lee behind him, and Eric Terrell replacing Shannon Baker, who sprained an ankle in the second quarter of play. First down for the Seminoles at the 26. This is Amp Lee, who has had a big first half, and he brings that on up across the 30 to nearly the 33 before Martin Davis can bring him down. The defensive front for Michigan: Evans, Stanley, Hutchinson. The backers are Davis, Anderson, Morris, Townsend. The secondary: Ware, Brown, Williams, and Dotton, the other corner.
I think it's safe to say the first half was an offensive show. You got to anticipate that the defenses are going to be a little bit better in the second half.
Inside man, Bennett gets it, pops out of there. They don't wrap him up. Hutchinson had a hold of him, but Chris couldn't keep a hold of him. And he came right on out of there and rumbled for a first down before a crowd of 106,145.
Here's your first half stats. It's all offensive. Total plays 43 to 29 for Michigan. Total yardage, though, is in favor of Florida State, 272 to 200. Time of possession, big time in favor of Michigan, just the way they wanted, but they trail on the scoreboard.
First down for the Noles. Ball goes to Lee. Amp Lee gets outside on corner blocking, and he's got another first down. He is so deceptive, it doesn't look like he's doing much, and all of a sudden you realize that the man just gained 22 yards.
Well, and then when you get to him and have a chance to tackle him, nobody's making the play. They're not tackling him. Take a look at Florida State in the first half. Weldon was 10 of 16 with one touchdown and one interception. Lee, 9 rushes, and Lee read them also in receptions. Michigan defensively, Morrison had the one interception.
Lee now has 100 yards. This is Bennett. He's got 4.5 or better speed himself, and shows it there as he just runs through tackles and takes it down inside the 25 for another Florida State first down.
It's just poor tackling. Lloyd Carr, defensive coordinator, I'm sure he talked to him about it at halftime. Something has to do, though, with those backs. Those backs are not easy to bring down. Bennett and Amp Lee, both very difficult to tackle.
Weldon dropped it and covers it. Casey didn't come away from the snap cleanly with it. Doesn't mess around with it. He just covered it up. That'd be a loss of a couple of yards. In case you came in late, it's 31 Florida State, 23 Michigan. Florida State coming into the ball game ranked number 1. Michigan number 3.
Those halftime stats that we just showed you, there was 3 turnovers. Michigan had 2. It cost them dearly. One, the return by Buckley for a touchdown. The other, the interception in the end zone, cost them at least 3 points.
Casey Weldon throws it. Man is wide open. That's Terrell. And he is hit at the 15, but falls ahead to the 13. Martin Davis got a hit on him, along with David Ritter.
Here's what Florida State did with the ball in the first half. Scored on their first 2 possessions. Then they got great field position at the Michigan 23 and took it in. That was the Buckley punt return. Scored just before halftime.
Starting the second half, Florida State moving it right on down the field, trying to cushion their lead. Weldon keeps it, gets a little pressure, gets his pass away, and it is almost picked off by Eric Anderson. But it was the pressure that caused the errant throw, and the pressure came from Brian Townsend, number 45.
You're right, and a nice play by Townsend, because there were receivers open downfield, and by Townsend being in his face, forcing him to throw around his arms and backwards, allowed Anderson, number 37, to catch up, because the tight end would have been open if he would have continued to move across field.
Hart has already caught 1 touchdown pass today. That's Hart in motion. Weldon back. Looks at Hart, goes to Hart. Hart inside the 10, down hard at the 9. And it is Anderson and Brown. Ball's on the 9. It is 3rd down and 6. Weldon rolls it. Throws it. And it is incomplete. There's a penalty flag downfield, and the flag's thrown against number 7 for Michigan, Alfie Birch. Alfie Birch was defending on Eric Terrell, and he was all over him.
Look to the right of your screen at the right bottom. Birch did not see the ball, and when Terrell went back for it, Birch, the other number 7 in the blue jersey, was jamming him and just didn't get over there. I don't know about that. That was awfully close call.
Well, he blocked him off, so he ran into him and certainly impeded his progress.
Well, that's the key. It's got to be catchable, and you got to have some contact, and there certainly was contact there.
So here you go with 1st and goal. Weldon to Edgar Bennett. Bennett loses the ball. That ball came loose, and it's Michigan's ball. So the Seminoles suffer a costly turnover. Edgar Bennett trying to roll over the stack, trying to force his way through the crack, and the ball came out. The turnover comes with 11:04 to go in the 3rd quarter.
When you've got something precious to carry, this is one way to do it. Here's another. Chevy Lumina Euro Sedan. Engineered with 4-wheel independent suspension and standard anti-lock brakes. It's one way to help make sure your precious cargo is delivered safely. Chevrolet, the cars more people depend on.
And now it's easy to win with the Heartbeat.
Every business morning, while the rest of the world is getting up, UPS is guaranteeing overnight delivery before 10:30 for far less than other companies charge. And every business morning, more people are waking up to that fact.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Radio Shack, America's technology store.
Sale prices have never been better at Radio Shack. Here's proof. This realistic high-power in-AM/FM radio cassette with 30 presets just reduced to $99.95. Or this high-quality voice-actuated realistic micro-cassette recorder for school or office, only $33.88. Radio Shack has over 80 cassette player recorder models to choose from. Shop your friendly nearby Radio Shack. Great selection, superior service. Nobody compares.
NFL powers collide. The Philadelphia Eagles tackle their division rivals, the undefeated Washington Redskins, this week on ABC's Monday Night Football.
Go back and take a look at that fumble on the 1-yard line. 37 is Anderson, the inside linebacker, helmet right on the ball. Bennett coughs it up on the 1-yard line. That's highly unusual for Bennett. These backs have not fumbled the football very often at Florida State.
Extra effort. That's all. Just one last surge exposed the ball. All right, Michigan has it at their own 1, double tight end. They're going to try to wedge it out. Seminoles are going to try to pin it in. Leggett, the fullback, picks up a couple of yards out to the 3. Seminoles are hollering they got the ball, but the referee Nealon is right there looking at it and said,
look at this Florida State backfield with Lee and Bennett. They handled the ball 367 times coming into this ball game in the last 2 years, and they have both fumbled 1 time. 2 turnovers for both teams. And both coaches, Keith, talking to them before the game, always talk about turnovers.
Howard comes way wide. That forces Buckley to come with him, give it to Ricky Powers. Powers cuts it back and comes to the 5, and that'll do it there. Good defensive flow by the Florida State people, and 95 in particular with a good play. That's Carl Simpson, a junior from Baxley, Georgia.
Critical down here, Keith. They need to pick up a first down to keep some time, take some time off the clock, but keep the ball away from Weldon and in Florida State. If they get the ball back about midfield, it'll just be a continuation of that drive where they fumbled on the 1.
Now you go to double wideouts at the top of the picture. Gerback gives it to Powers, and Powers takes a wallop. Number 89, Howard Jenkins, linebacker. Nailed him right on the numbers, and they've got him short, and they'll have to punt it.
That's where you maybe see a little bit of hesitancy on the part of Gary Moeller with his passing attack, backed up in your own end zone, not wanting to put it up in the air, risking a possible turnover. Just runs it up. Really needed a first down there to control the ball.
As Kona comes out to punt out of the end zone, having hit a 39-yarder. Last time, Buckley brought it back 30 yards. Buckley is standing on the Michigan side of the field. It's not a good kick. Bounces away from Buckley, but he picks it up anyway. And you're right, they're perched on the 34-yard line of Michigan. First down, Florida State.
Did you tell your boss you're quitting?
No, I'm telling him on Monday.
Got any plans yet?
Few.
No celebrity spokesman.
I'm opening a restaurant.
No beach volleyball games.
How about another Heineken?
No lengthy description of the brewing process. None of that is what made Heineken the #1 imported beer in America.
You got that steady paycheck? Oh, yeah. I got a few bucks put away.
So you want to own a restaurant?
No, what I really want to do is be a relief pitcher.
Getting to know you. Everybody's different. Different looks, different tastes, different lifestyles. That's why Geo offers you a choice. Geo Metro, Geo Storm, Geo Prism, and Geo Tracker. So pick your favorite and get to know Geo. Right around the corner at your Chevrolet Geo dealers. Getting to know you.
Tonight, on the season premiere, is it freedom of the press?
You're lying about me. You know this ain't true.
Or are they framing Hickok?
That murderer don't deserve a trial.
And all-new Young Riders. Then, he's a loving husband and father, and the most unusual police commissioner a city's ever had.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
The premiere of The Commish. Following the season premiere of Young Riders tonight.
Michigan defeated Stanford 49-0 in the first Rose Bowl game back in 1902. The Wolverines from 1901 to 1905 were 55-1-1, known as Fielding Yost's Point of the Minute Boys. And they laid them out. Shannon Baker is back on the field now for Florida State. The ball is at the Michigan 34-yard line, first down. And give it to Amp Lee. Look at that. Absolutely dead stop. Eric Anderson, who is one of the premier linebackers in the Big Ten, went for it, and then boom, he's gone. Like a shadow.
It's not enough for you to get there. You still have to make the play. And if he sees you, Amp sees you coming, like he saw Anderson, Anderson was no match.
Gained 5 yards. 8:25 to go in the third quarter. No scoring so far after we had 54 points in the first half. 31-23 Florida State. Weldon pitches to Lee. Lee has now become a prime weapon. He's got a first down. And he is rolled out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Coming up next, regional college football action for you. Some of you will see Georgia Tech and Clemson. That's over in Death Valley. Colorado and Stanford out west. That's at Stanford. And Pittsburgh at Minnesota. And And next week, we'll have more regional action for you involving these two teams. Florida State will be home in Tallahassee with Syracuse. The Orangemen playing down in Tulane today, and the Michigan will be at Iowa. Wolverines have a rough assignment. This is Edgar Bennett, and Edgar Bennett is taken down by Big Mike Evans. So Evans just locked his legs for nothing. Boston College led Michigan, remember, in the opening game at home for a long time. Through 3 quarters, it was like 14-13. Second down and 10. Pressure passes away, and touchdown, Florida State. That's some catch by Eric Terrell. Whew.
That's a great catch. Here's Terrell down here. He's just going to go straight down the field, and the tight end is going to go straight down also. Holds this man here. A great throw by Weldon. Gets around Birch, the short side corner. Ball is thrown to the inside.
They run that same little play. Brad Johnson pitching to the fullback Floyd. Last time it worked. This time it didn't work. And the extra points is still an adventure for the Seminoles.
For the past 2 years, more hard-working truck owners switched to Chevy than to any other truck. And now Chevy full-size pickup is America's best-selling truck. Number 1, for one simple reason. They work.
The heartbeat of America. Chevrolet.
Today's number 1 truck is Chevrolet.
One of these travelers knows that some payphones are connected to operator service companies you've never heard of. Some who can charge 2 to 3 times more than AT&T for long-distance calls. One of them knows a way to avoid being overcharged is to dial 10-ATT-0 and the number. Which one knows all this? The one who isn't being taken to the cleaners. 10-ATT-0 for fair prices and quality service. We're always there to help.
Inside your smooth-running engine is a torture chamber. And under these grueling conditions, only one leading motor oil meets the world's toughest requirements for viscosity breakdown, Castrol. Castrol provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. So use Castrol. After all, why make things tougher on your engine? Castrol GTX, engineered for today's smaller cars.
Well, there isn't a cloud in the sky except on the far horizon over Michigan Stadium with 106,144. But their team's got a problem. They're trailing by 14 points, 37-23. John Wimberly kicks it off, and it goes to Desmond Howard. And Desmond is out to the 33-yard line. Buckley was down there to get a piece of him and take away his momentum.
Let's go back and take a look at that last touchdown pass by Weldon from behind the quarterback. Play action fake. Good protection. Gets hit just as he releases the ball. Now watch this great catch by Eric Terrell. Comes to the inside. That was pretty good coverage by Birch. Keith, that touchdown drive was just a continuation of the drive when Bennett fumbled on the 1-yard line.
Yep. They cashed it in and lead by 14. Gerback turns, gives to Leggett, the fullback. And from the 33 to about the 37, so give him 4 before the 2 inside backers, Carruthers and Jones, bring him down. The slanting and stunting defense of Florida State has pretty much shut down the Michigan running game. You can't play them head up, belly up, then you're going to have to slant, you're going to have to gamble. And they've done it successfully. Gerback throws down the middle, and it's batted away. And it may well have been a good thing. Marvin Jones, number 55, knocked it down. Desmond Howard had curled over the middle, but lurking right behind it was Terrell Buckley.
There's Howard in the middle of the field. To me, like he was going to be open. He was open.
Buckley was just off to his right.
Yeah.
Third and 6. Gerback's pass is away and dropped by Ricky Powers. It's an incomplete forward pass. They were trying to set up a screenplay for the tailback. And now it's going to be 4th down.
Michigan has had the ball 2 possessions in the second half and has gone 3 plays and out both times. Here's a look at what Howard has done today. He's been a busy young man.
Chris Stapleton comes in to do the punting. And going back is Terrell Buckley. Third quarter slowed some. Florida State has scored 1 touchdown. Michigan is not. Stapleton gets some spin on it. Runs Buckley to the sideline, and the ball bounces straight out of bounds at the 28-yard line. And here's Roger Twibell.
Well, thank you very much, Keith. Notre Dame and Purdue, and Corey Rogers will take the handoff from 1 yard out. This to cap a 14-play, 79-yard drive that consumes 7 minutes and 44 seconds. The touchdown by Purdue. Rick Meyer didn't start at quarterback. He missed practice on Tuesday and Wednesday. Also, out of the Big Ten, Michigan State and Rutgers are tied up at 7 apiece in the third quarter. Let's go back to Keith and Bob.
Okay, Roger, thank you. You got Bob Greasy up here. He's ready to dance.
Spoilermakers, boy. Get Notre Dame down there at Ross-Age Stadium. We're tough.
First down for Florida State. This is a huge series right here for Michigan. They have to stop this football team. If they don't, this party is going to get kind of glum. It's up to the 35-yard line, a 7-yard pickup by Amp Lee. Lee is from Chipley, Florida, 6-footer, 195. And the other bad news for the opposition next year with Florida State on your schedule, he's a junior.
What an outstanding player. 121 yards here today. Has 47 career receptions, does Amp Lee. Both of these backs, outstanding receivers.
Second down, 3. Lee again. I mean, if I'm a Michigan defender, I'm going to call timeout, and I'm going to have somebody come check see if that guy hadn't been greased. I mean, they can't tackle it.
There's no way 1 or 2 guys can even tackle this, but you've got to get the whole team over there. And this is a good Michigan team defensively. They have been right at the top the statistics in the Big Ten each year defensively. Came into this game leading the Big Ten in run defense.
Crowd coming around a little bit. They were pretty much sitting on their hands there for a while.
Stunned.
Third down. Hit hard. Pass is intercepted. It was tipped and picked off by Dwayne Ware, but it was the pressure that made it work. And so Michigan gets the break.
Here's the receiver down here. He's going to come down and hook. The man that nips it is here, but the corner will be the one that finally intercepts the ball. I don't know where he's throwing it. Maybe because he got hit, the ball was pushed out. That's probably what it was. When he got hit, it pushed him outside. Again, turnovers. Take a look at behind Weldon. This is the second interception of the day and the year.
Steve Morrison had hit him.
Yeah.
And Simpson tipped it.
Simpson tipped it, and
Michigan owns the ball first down at the Florida State 42. And timeout charge to the Michigan Wolverines. 4:40 to go.
Either called the wrong play or they were in the wrong formation. And sometimes you just can't get out of a wrong formation.
So the scoring summary in the ball game goes back to the first quarter, and there's a bunch of it. Florida State out to a 7-0 lead on Buckley's interception for a touchdown. Michigan tied it. Desmond Howard getting one from 13 yards out. Also first quarter, Florida State back to the lead on that 4-yard run and catch by William Floyd. J.D. Carlson, a 47-yard field goal that hit the crossbar and bounced over. 13-10 Florida State. Amp Lee with quite a remarkable 44-yard run to make it 19-10 Seminoles. Still in the first quarter. Finally off to the second we went, with Florida State jumping out to a 25-10 lead on a 20-yard touchdown catch by Warren Hart, the tight end. But then Michigan jumps back to Desmond Howard catching a pass. A remarkable catch in the end zone from 42 yards. 8-point lead Seminoles. Bernie Leggett then went in from 7 yards. 2-point try failed, 25-23. And then Amp Lee, another one from 5 yards out. Point missed, 31-23. And then Eric Terrell with another, highlight reel catch. 37-23, and that's where we are right now with 4:40 to go in the third quarter.
Took you a long time to get through that, boy, I tell you.
Give me a whiff of oxygen here. All right, first down from the 42 for the Wolverines. Here comes your reverse. Yale Van Dyne wants to throw it and go throw it as far as he can and get it intercepted, and it is. It's picked off by Florida State. Terrell Buckley with his second interception of the day.
You got to be careful when you throw it near Terrell Buckley. And Van Dyne was just throwing it up for grabs. You can say it was like a punt, but Michigan had just gotten an interception. They had gotten good field position. They had done nothing with the ball the first 2 times they got the ball in the second half. And that time they just threw it away.
Very slow developing play. I mean, you could see it coming. There was...
You're trying to trick them.
No deception in it, though.
You're trying to trick them with a reverse pass, and Buckley's not going to buy it.
Nope.
His second interception of the day and his 12th career interception.
You're throwing it to a man who's got double coverage. I mean, at least
well,
two of those Seminoles did
when you put the ball in the hands of someone that doesn't throw a lot of passes, he's not looking for double coverage. He's just throwing it through to throw it down there.
First down for Florida State now from their 20 after the interception. Edgar Bennett's taken down right at the line of scrimmage by Morrison, the inside backer for the Wolverines. And the clock shows 4:20 in the third quarter, and the Seminoles leading by 14 points.
There's Buckley. That was his 12th interception of his career. You know, in high school, as a senior, he intercepted 10 passes and ran 7 of them back for touchdowns. I mean, he is dangerous.
Oh! Weldon. Oh, there's a wallop. Eric Anderson on Amp Lee. That's the first time all day that they've been able to hit Lee solid.
And I'm sure that man right there is thinking the same thing. It's about time I got a good shot on him. Anderson is a 4-year starter. He has led the Michigan defense in tackles all 3 years previous to this year.
Loss is back inside the 18, where it is third down. Casey Weldon has time, pumps it, now runs it, and goes down at the 23, and it'll be 4th down and 7. So a good series for the Michigan defense there. Scott Blair is in to punt. Desmond Howard back to return it. Scott Blair has punted 1 time today for 35 yards. Pressure kicks it away from the pressure and got some spin on it. And he runs Howard across the field. And Desmond is taken out at the 47 of Michigan. Now let's check in one more time with Roger.
Thank you very much, Keith. We told you Rick Meyer didn't start for Notre Dame, but it wasn't too long after that Purdue touchdown that Lou Holtz got him in the game. 29 yards on this touchdown run, his 5th rushing TD of the year. And Notre Dame and Purdue are tied up at 7. Meanwhile, in Orlando, Florida, Shane Matthews has thrown 2 touchdown passes, and Florida leads Mississippi State in the 3rd quarter. Let's go back to Keith.
These Florida State Seminoles are headed for Gainesville at the end of the season against Steve Spurrier's Florida team. That might have some real emphasis when they get around to playing it. This is Ricky Powers, and Powers rolls it to the 35 of Florida State and a first down. And that's the most authoritative run that Michigan has had in a long time.
I think there's a lot of pride and a lot of determination and discipline on this offensive team. They've been shut down 3 times in the second half. They want to get something done. That's Kokozo, 68, with a nice block up front, and Elliott, the center. Big hole for Powers.
First down. Powers again. Running over the left side. And inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
University of Michigan versus #1 teams since 1980. They've lost their last 5 games.
Ball on the Seminole 28-yard line.
When Michigan has been involved in a #1 game, either they were 1 or the other team was #1. They have been 3-13-1, so they have not fared well in big #1 games.
Second down and 3. Powers. He's a yard short of his first down. When Steve Everett suffered the broken jaw, their starting center, he's been given permission to go back and practice some. Doug Skeen moved up to the left guard position, number 72. Matt Elliott doing the snapping. Matt's been the snapper before, center. Anchored that front wall. But when you lose a player the quality of an Everett, it hurts you. I don't care who you are.
Especially when you move your left guard over to center, you weakens both positions.
Right. 3rd and short. Back to Powers they go. There's your first down. It was the leg drive of Ricky Powers that preserves the thrust for the first down.
Second effort.
At the conclusion of today's game, we'll choose a Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the Game from each team for the 21st year through the Chevrolet Scholarship Program. $1,000 to be donated to the General Scholarship Fund of each school.
Good luck in picking those players.
Yeah, 30
we got about 3 on both teams.
30 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter and counting. Yeah, there's a bunch to choose from today. This is Powers. A little juke here and a little move there. And 4 yards. And that probably is the last play of the 3rd quarter. The Florida State Seminoles leading the Michigan Wolverines by a score of 37-23. And we'll be back with more after this message and the word from our ABC station.
Who brung the hockey player? Let's go. Yeah.
Never get over it.
Joe Pesci.
If you think I look stupid, just say so.
The Super. Go see it. Rated R. Starts Friday at theaters everywhere.
The technology developed on the track for the awesome 650 horsepower Lumina NASCAR champion goes into cars like this. The 1992 twin dual cam V6 Chevy Lumina Z34. Sorry, decals not included. Chevy Lumina Z34 from the heartbeat of America. And now it's easy to win with a heartbeat.
Third Syracuse tackles Florida State. Michigan meets Big Ten rival Iowa, plus other regional action all next Saturday on ABC's College Football.
Do your roadside emergencies turn into bad experiments? Do you find yourself taking desperate measures? You need the Nationwide Emergency Car Repair Guide. It's free, and it comes with $50 worth of coupons, but you can only get it this week during the big Nationwide sale, with store-wide savings on oil, antifreeze, everything you need. Of course, some people will skip our sale. They're called pedestrians. Get your emergency car repair guide free during the big store-wide sale starting tomorrow.
The Fredder Price Challenge, a Sony 8mm camcorder. Northeast price was $1199.99. Fredder's everyday price was over $100 lower. And at Fredder, you get a case and extra battery. $100 in extras at absolutely no charge. So what do you get for the extra money you paid at Northeast? Absolutely nothing. More proof it's always better to shop at Fredder.
Don't miss Sports Sunday, Sunday night at 11:25.
There have been a lot of key plays in this ball game, but perhaps the biggest so far was this one. Michigan was moving the ball. Gerbach underthrows, didn't put air under it. His tight end was behind the man, didn't give him a chance to catch it. Intercepted by Dinkins, and instead of going to the clubhouse with a touchdown and being within 2 points of the lead or less, they went into the clubhouse down.
Just before halftime, on about the 2-yard line, big turnover.
Right now, they've got another push going. 2nd down and 6 at the Florida State 20. This is Ricky Powers. Pursuit, excellent, and no gain. Don't run sideways against the Seminoles. The Irish have gone to the lead now over Purdue by 14-7.
Gary calls the plays, sends in the signals.
Now you got to put it up.
Yeah, 3rd and 6. You need something here.
And it's that situation where Bobby was talking about, where you don't want none on one. That means you don't want anybody. You don't want to ignore Yale Van Dyne. And timeout is called by Michigan. So the quarterback and the coach were talking.
Caprice is a new benchmark. A high-quality, performance-oriented, full-size sedan. Look at the attention to detail. The perfect fit.
The body is practically invincible with its extensive use of two-sided galvanized steel.
With that standard of quality, it's no wonder that in its first year, Chevrolet Caprice Classic LTZ was named Motor Trend Car of the Year.
It's the kind of car an owner will brag about to friends.
And now it's easy to win with a heartbeat.
The RCA projection screen is so big, you'll feel like part of the show when you watch the RCA home theater. It also has Dolby surround sound that's so real,
stand back, everyone.
You'll forget you're sitting at home.
Let me handle this.
The RCA home theater also has Pix-in-Pix. It lets you watch 2 things at once, in color. Another way RCA is changing entertainment again.
I've made up my mind. I'm gonna do it. Why shouldn't I? I'm the one who has to look at myself in the mirror every morning. So before I lose another hair, I'm going to the doctor. I know doctors have treatment programs that are proven to work. More guys are trying them every day. I'm not bad now, but I wouldn't mind looking better.
Your doctor can really do something about hair loss. So see your doctor, or call this toll-free number.
Conference rivals meet when Georgia Tech tries to tame the Clemson Tigers. Plus exciting regional action next on ABC Sports.
Big graphic right there. Big one.
Either a miscommunication with the play that Moeller sent in, or takes too long to get the play called.
The big guy, Skrepenak, is over on the left-hand side. They bring Van Dyne back towards the middle, and Van Dyne's available. They go for Howard and overthrows it. Howard being shadowed by Buckley and really had no chance to get that when it was looped up over his head. But you know what? Van Dyne was available.
Well, he was going to Howard the whole way. The ball was thrown too flat. He never gave Howard a chance to go up and get it. Maybe he was afraid of Buckley being right with him. With Buckley with 2 interceptions, sometimes you throw it away from the defensive man as much as you do throwing it to your own receiver.
Well, Buckley is trotting along,
they're going for it
constantly
on 4th down.
And on 4th down and 6, they got to go. It's 4-down country. Down on the 20, they have to, trailing by 14 points. Pressure coming. Passes away. Howard's after it. Incomplete. Covered on the play by Mac Knight. That time they got a safety up on Desmond Howard, and he did his job.
There's Buckley. He is in the slot. You can't tell from there, but there's another man to the inside, to our right side. They had him double covered. Really a poor choice. He was covered, needed to go to somebody else on the throw.
I imagine they probably thought they had something going when they saw a different man come up on him. But Mac Knight was right in his pocket the whole way. And the Seminoles turn them away and take over 1st down at their own 20. 14:09 to play in the ball game and a 14-point lead for the Seminoles. Weldon fakes, sets it up and hums one. Incomplete. Thrown a little behind his man and a little hard. Terrell couldn't reel it in. Here's Jackaroo.
And Keith, I'm with Bill and Diane Weldon, the mother and father of Casey. And Bill, we understand that Casey almost didn't go to Florida State.
Well, Casey had some good friends he played high school ball with that went to Liberty University. We support that program, and so he looked at Liberty for a while. Jerry Falwell made a call to his mother and put a sales pitch on. He's pretty influential, but we're obviously pretty pleased he's where he is right now.
Well, yeah, they are. They wear the war paint.
2nd down and 10. And for the 2nd time in a row, an inside linebacker takes Amp Lee down. First it was Eric Anderson, and this time it's Steve Morrison. So somehow, some way, they've figured out a way to get to Amp. But he's been tearing them up.
As you look at that graphic, all time, Michigan against #1 ranked teams. It's either being ranked #1 or the other team was ranked #1.
Yeah, but Michigan is one of those teams that, like a Notre Dame and Southern California and Tennessee and Alabama, they're season makers. Yeah. You beat them and you made your season.
Yeah. Everybody's gunning for it.
3rd down and 13. Weldon has all day, and his pass is a little bit high. Pass intended for Kes McCorvey, number 88. And so again, it's a good series for the Michigan defense. Now the Michigan offense come out on the field one more time. So the game that was so explosive for points, 54 total points in the 1st half, has been very quiet scoring in the 2nd half. Only 7 points. Scott Blair to punt it. Gets it out of there with some heat on him. Howard lets it bounce. Comes right to him. There's a good block. Desmond's got some room. He's got a convoy. He's got one guy. Oh, and he couldn't. He's caught from behind. Caught from behind by Steve Gilmer, number 6. 43-yard punt and a 40-yard return.
They had a partial block on. There weren't a lot of guys back there trying to block for him, but some of them get over here on the left side. 6 is the guy that's going to get him. Gilmer is a backup safety. One thing I can think of, he's been resting over there on the sideline where Howard's been out there running all day.
Right, fresh legs. All right, 1st down, Michigan at the Florida State 20. Heats on the Seminole defense one more time. Give it to Ricky Powers, and Powers takes it to the 18, and that'll do it. Gerback has had an up-and-down day. He went 4 of 5, then threw a series 1 for 6, then 5 for 5, and then 0 for 5. Let's take 5 seconds right here for our stations to identify themselves.
TV5 WEWS, Cleveland.
Call it 2nd down and 8. All near the 18-yard line. Leggett. No, Jesse Johnson. How brave is that? Jesse Johnson, number 30. A redshirt freshman from Harper Woods, Michigan. First appearance in the ball game. Crucial situation. 12 minutes to play. He is the lone back. That thing must have felt like it weighed 45 pounds. When he
Boy, you got that right. In a big game like this. Well, really, the backup to Powers is Wheatley, a true freshman. And Johnson, as you see there, just a redshirt freshman. He's been around for a year. I think Moeller felt a little bit better putting him in than the young freshman.
Third down and 2 for Michigan. Johnson again. And he puts his head down and starts rooting away, but he's not going to have his first down. He's short. So they're looking at 4th down and short yardage.
Well, if you went for 4th and 6 just a little bit ago, you're certainly going to go for this one.
Yep,
this is critical that you make it and get some points on the board here.
Clock running, 11:15 to play in a ball game, a 14-point lead for Florida State. That's a good yard. Ricky Powers is back at tailback. Fullback Leggett, second effort, no. Florida State holds him and turns him away. There was nothing in the middle. And the big house gets quiet.
Florida State is just beating them at their own game, and that is on the offensive and defensive lines. They stuffed them.
Radio Shack, America's technology store.
Computer shopping has never been better at Radio Shack. Here's proof. Our new ultra-high-performance 386SX 20 megahertz computer with 85 megabyte hard drive, only $12.99. And it's from Tandy, manufacturer of the best-selling PC compatibles in America. Or get a 286-based Tandy home office computer with color monitor and hard drive, only $899.95. Shop your friendly nearby Radio Shack. Great selection, superior service. Nobody compares.
Of all the trucks in its class, only Chevy 4-door S10 Blazer gives you 4-wheel anti-lock brakes, standard, which helps you steer through a curve while braking. Without it, you don't have as much control. And why should that be important to you? Because in the real world, safety doesn't have to be an option. Chevy S10 Blazer.
The heartbeat of America. Today's truck is Chevrolet.
You could call one company to take your package to an address across town. And you could find somebody to take your package to any address cross-country. Then you could call a third outfit that could take your package overseas. And yet another that could take your package overnight. But there's only one company you could call if you only wanted to make one call.
Let's go back and take a look at Florida State defensively. Buckley's out here. He's going to come around the corner. But watch in here as the defensive lineman gets below him. And then 55, that's Jones, comes over the top and makes the play. That's just good defense. And it starts with the defensive lineman going low, the man coming around, and then the linebacker over the top.
And the Noles take over at their 11-yard line. Here's Ant Lee faking the handoff, keeping it, but can't make the turn upfield. So they pin him in at 10:45 to play in the game, and Florida State leading 37-23. And second down and 10 coming up.
Michigan ranked 3 and losing. Oklahoma is losing. Somebody else is winning or play later.
Weldon gets pressure, throws it incomplete. Arm was hit as he delivered the ball, and the pressure came from Brian Townsend, number 45. The Michigan defense, last 3 series have been very good series. Oklahoma's playing Virginia Tech early. Notre Dame jumps out. Iowa leading by 14. Syracuse is the opponent for Florida State next week in Tallahassee. Iowa, the opposition for Michigan. Casey Weldon from the pressure. Turns upfield, has some room. All day, finally he is clobbered, and the pass is caught at the 40-yard line for a first down. And Weldon gets up. And that in itself is a miracle because he was leveled, but he had all day to throw.
Well, mobility makes this play. There was nothing there, and he makes something. Now he's pointing. Go to the middle of the field. Watch him get hit. That was Evans, I think, 92 that lowered him. But a big play for Florida State gets them out of the shadow of their own end zone, midfield. Michigan had turned the ball over the last two possessions on down.
You know who caught it? Edgar Bennett. There you go. First down. He looks for Hart, the tight end. He's got him wide open. Ware takes Hart down at the 30. First down, Florida State at the Michigan 29. 9.5 minutes to play in the game.
Is that a great call or what? Is there any fear in the heart of Bobby Bowden? He just gets out from his end zone. He's got a 14-point lead. He's not sitting on this thing. The tight end comes down, goes across field. They don't throw to the tight ends too often. But when they do, they're probably going to be open.
Make it the 30-yard line where they finally put it down. He's low to 258 pounds.
Yeah, there he is.
9 minutes coming up in the ball game. Trying to make it a 3-touchdown lead here as they give it to Amp Lee. And Lee goes to near the 21 before Townsend can put him on the ground. That's a 9-yard pickup. The Florida State marching band, usually about 400 of them, but there's something like 164 members in the band over there on the sidelines. They haven't been able to sit down all day, but they've been making some noise, and there's a small group of Seminole faithful over here to the right-hand side from where we sit. They've been standing there all day, making as much noise as they can, and their team is making a lot of noise. Inside, Bennett for the first down. Here's Jackaroot.
And Keith, normally if you come up to Michigan, you'd fly, right? Well, these guys came all the way from Tallahassee by bus. 23 hours. They overnighted in Toledo. They turn around later today. They're going to overnight in Cincinnati, and they'll be back at school on Monday.
The magic of being young, huh?
And it looks like it may be a happy trip going home.
Yep. They put one in the end zone here. That's a pretty good-sized mountain.
Take a look at Weldon's face right there. Reminds you a little bit of Montana?
Eyes do. On first down from the 18. In a yard, maybe, for Amp Lee. Defenders here have been the tone setters of this game, though. Anderson has been outstanding for Michigan at inside linebacker position. Of course, Mr. Buckley. I mean, that very first play of the ball game.
Yep. Yep.
Big. Not a bad day for old Amp either.
Over 200 yards in total offense.
Second down, call it 10. Weldon looks at Baker, looks back in the middle, and runs out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Is there a flag him over there on the sideline?
There's a flag down.
I don't think so. It's a piece of a pom-pom. ABC Sports will be in our nation's capital weekend. The unbeaten Washington Redskins hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. Jim McMahon, the rejuvenated Jim McMahon. And the Eagles begins at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ABC. Monday Night Football.
And who could forget the wild card game between those two teams last year? What a game.
It really was.
Richie Kotite doing a great job with the Eagles.
Yep. 3rd down and 6. Weldon to the end zone. It is incomplete in the hands of David Ritter, and he couldn't hold it. I mean, he had a touchdown right in his face.
Interception, yeah. Interception. Should have picked that one off. Ritter is the backup strong safety. Both teams play a lot of defensive backs.
I mean, that's right in his face.
Yep. Would have been a tough catch, but both teams.
When your team is down by 14 points with 7 minutes to play, you got to make those kind of catches.
Sure. When you get the opportunity, you do.
Florida State spends the timeout with 4th down coming up from the Michigan 15.
The performance of a Chevrolet is determined by many factors. We consider volumetric efficiency, coefficient of drag, yaw damping, polar moments of inertia, induction velocity, camber, caster, bounce, rebound, thermodynamic load, slip angles, linkage arrangements. And at Chevrolet, we also take into account the yeehaw factor.
The cars more people depend on.
This is not what you want in a shave. Now you've got the edge. With 6 rich lubricants. For less irritation, you've got the edge.
Aspen Cologne for men. Aspen, now.
I have Denorex on this side. As soon as I put Denorex on my hair, I felt like the itch was going away.
What does the Denorex tingle tell you?
The tingle feels like it's taken away the dandruff.
Denorex shampoo and conditioner has strong medicine to fight dandruff and its itch, plus conditioners to leave hair healthy looking and manageable.
The Denorex tingle tells me it works, and I see that it works. I have no dandruff, and I have no itch.
Denorex with conditioners, the dandruff shampoo you can feel working.
Center Matt Elliott of the Michigan offensive front. Florida State with the ball now. They started back on their 11-yard line. This is the 10th play of this possession.
Bobby said, I don't think I'm going to send that field goal kicker out there. He's missed 3 extra points and had a couple of them blocked. So I think I'm just going to go for this on 4th down.
4th and 7. Pass is thrown underneath. Amp Lee's got it. And did he get the first down? That's the question. There's a flag down. Boy, he is the toughest guy to bring down since O.J. Simpson.
Face mask. You saw a look at Weldon back there smiling. Looks like it's going to be a call in favor of Florida State.
I don't know. Lance Dotton was pointed the other way. Let's see what they say.
Go with the quarterback, Keith.
I belong to a different union.
The big uglies, I know.
That's going to be against Michigan. That may be a door slammer.
There was a 5-yard face mask on the play. The enforcement would be the previous spot.
Oh, previous spot.
Previous spot, which means it was 4th and 7. It would now be 4th and 2.
Yep.
And if they didn't make the first down on the play, they'd have to take the penalty and go for it again. To look at Hutchinson, 97, gets a little bit of the face mask, and Weldon said, where's the flag? He grabbed my face mask.
Where's the ball now in relation to the marker? It's on the far side, and it's difficult from this angle, and we're up this high up to tell exactly where it is.
Well, first of all, they're measuring to see if they made the first down. And once they decide that they didn't make the first down, they'll come back and mark off the 5 yards.
Down with about a half yard to go.
So they accept the penalty, and they'll redo 4th down.
Yeah, it wasn't 4th and 7. It was like 4th and 5.5.
sitting on the 10, and you got to go, if those markers mean anything at all, you got to go to right about the 8.
Okay, well, it was right. And the scoreboard was right. The scoreboard said 4th and 7. Now it looks like it's 4th and 2. The official said 4th and half a foot.
Well, John getting tired.
Yeah, long day.
Yeah, it's 4th and 1 1/2. Right. Well, here comes all that history, that tradition, all of that neck bowing and everything. And Florida State takes the starch out of it. Casey Weldon calls a timeout and wants to go talk to the boss man.
I got a call from one of those other long-distance companies, you know, save big time. Leave AT&T, so I say, I don't pay a lot with AT&T. Thank you. My call waiting clicks. This is funny. It's so weird. It's another long-distance company. So, I mean, can you imagine? I'm like, hello? Well, no, I already have a good deal. Could you hold? I already tried you guys once, remember? Could you hold? Well, I didn't say big last time. It's still there. Give me a break. They're just not AT&T. Are they, booby?
For the past 2 years, more hardworking truck owners switched to Chevy than to any other truck. And now Chevy full-size pickup is America's best-selling truck. Number 1, for one simple reason. They work.
The heartbeat of America.
Today's number 1 truck is Chevrolet.
Tough day at the office. Tony McGee. The Florida State Seminoles coming in with all of the split speed. Chance to really occupy center stage, if you will, and they have.
Florida State has been an excellent road team. Bobby Bowden has always been good in bowl games. You know, he goes out to the Fiesta Bowl, goes to the Blockbuster Bowl. Some people thought that they were the best team at the end of the year last year.
Ball is on the 10. They need about 1.5 yards. 6.5 minutes to go in the game. Weldon still got it. Throws, end zone, wide open, touchdown, Lonnie Johnson. And this party just turned to garnet.
Credit that one to the little maestro on the sideline calling the plays. Take a look right here. The tight end is going to go down into the end zone. One of the backs is going to come out here for flare control. Play action. Away.
I think John Wemberly will kick it. By gum, he did. And it's good. Well, that got a hand from everybody. 44-23, Florida State.
What's new tonight?
I love you.
More than you can imagine.
What did you say?
What did you hear?
With the season premiere of Who's the Boss on its new night, then...
The Seavers would like to extend to you a formal invitation.
That's right. We're moving to Saturday nights.
Is that why we're dressed up in these monkey suits?
Yeah, I can barely breathe in this thing.
You're supposed to take this out, bonehead.
Growing Pains, Saturdays on ABC, right after Who's the Boss.
But come as you are.
Tonight, on the season premiere, is it freedom of the press?
You're lying about me. You know this ain't true.
Or are they framing Hickok?
That murderer don't deserve a trial.
And all-new Young Riders. Then, he's a loving husband and father, and the most unusual police commissioner a city's ever had.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
The premiere of The Commish. Following the season premiere of Young Riders tonight.
The crowd of 106,145, pretty quiet right now. This is the most points scored on Michigan since Missouri had 40 back in 1969. 69. So foot speed, foot speed, foot speed with unconventional play calling.
Gary Moeller got into a shootout, and he did not want to get into a high-scoring match with Bobby Bowden.
The kick is high to the sideline, taken by Leggett, fullback. Bernie got some room. Comes all the way back across midfield. Back to the Florida State 49-yard line. Miami is out in a hurry over Tulsa. J.J. Rubley pulled off that big upset last week against Texas A&M. I tell you what, when you pack your duffel bag and go on the road these days, I mean, it's...
There are a few real good road teams around. Miami is a good road team. Florida State has proven that they are, and there are some other ones around. University of Washington has done well on the road. That big win at Nebraska last week.
Washington impressive with the speed they showed last week on that defensive side of the ball. First down for Michigan. And this handoff goes to Tyrone Wheatley, the 215-pound freshman from Dearborn Heights. He's in the ball game now, and he picks up 5 yards on the carry.
You're 21 points down, and they ran the ball, and there was some boos around. And I think this points up the fact that Michigan is not a pure drop-back passing team. They don't think like that. They'll pass if the running game is going. Certainly they can throw, but
Desmond Howard is shoved off the field. I mean, Buckley mugged him. Buckley took a hold of Desmond Howard and just rode him out of town off the sidelines and into the sidelines and show flags. Watch this. I mean, Terrell is having nothing of it. And Howard grabs a hold of him and takes him on into the crowd. No flag. Let's go to Roger Twybo for a moment.
Well, thank you very much, Keith. A couple of unbeaten teams, North Carolina at North Carolina State, and this with just seconds remaining. Chucky Burnett of North Carolina throws the pass. It's deflected, and Sebastian Savage will go 97 yards for the touchdown. The Wolfpack came into this game having allowed only 3 points in their first 3 games. They do give up a touchdown today. They moved their record to 4-0 on the season. They win it 24-7 over North Carolina. Let's go back to Keith.
Thank you, Roger. Coach Sheridan's got those Wolfpack grumpy, doesn't he? We've got a man down on the field, but I've not been able to really tell you who it is. It's Jones, the linebacker, Marvin Jones. Well, having worked out with his big brother Fred all summer, a little lump like that ain't going to stop him.
Yeah.
Fred slapped him around pretty good. Toughened him up. So Marvin walks off. He's all right. Sophomore, and great future in store for him. So first down for Michigan as Gerback goes back to throw it, gets it away, and the pass is caught. And it's Yale Van Dyne, who has seen the ball quite a bit today, short of the first down. This was a very long first quarter. I mean, the first quarter kind of set the tone for the whole day. The second half hasn't had all that much scoring, and none by Michigan, but yet.
If you missed the first half, you missed the ball game.
You missed the ball game, yep. This is Ricky Powers pounding down the sideline and getting a first down for Michigan. But the length of the ball game will do in our thrifty postgame and score show, because we have other football waiting to show you, including 3 regional games, and there's a couple of interesting games. That Georgia Tech-Clemson matchup down in Death Valley has some meaning.
Could be for the ACC title right there, although North Carolina State may have something to say about it.
Yes, I think they're going to. I had NC State in that top 20 this year. I thought they had to make it.
Sheridan's done a nice job out there.
Sure has. Ball is at the 11-yard line of Florida State, where it is a first down with 5 minutes to play and a 21-point lead. One would not think there's much at stake here, but Michigan just cut that 21-point lead by at least 6, if not more. on the pass reception by Yale Van Dyne from Elvis Gerbach.
Well, they saw the blitz coming. They had man-to-man coverage. Take a look at the two outside linebackers right here. Both will be coming. Van Dyne is here. He's going to come and break to the outside. Gerbach will see the blitz, get him the ball quickly, and he'll make a break to back to the inside, and Michigan go for 1 or 2 points. Looks like they're huddling to go for 2.
Going for 2.
15 points down at this point.
4:58 to play. Van Dyne and Howard are on the right side. Howard's the lone back. And Gerbach doesn't have what he wants, but he better go ahead and snap it now. Takes off up the middle. Quarterback draw, makes it. So he jumps into the end zone to make it Florida State 44, Michigan 31.
You're right, it was a quarterback draw. The center right there comes downfield. Good blocking downfield, and Gerbach does not run the ball very often.
Now a comment from the man who used to patrol the sidelines, Bo Schembechler, here at Michigan with Roger Twibell.
Well, thank you very much, Keith. 13-point lead now for Florida State, less than 5 to go. Are you surprised at how Florida State has dominated the line of scrimmage against that big Michigan team?
I thought Michigan would do better defensively. They failed to stop the running game. They didn't tackle well in the secondary, and I think that's the most disappointing thing from a defensive standpoint. From an offensive standpoint, those 3 interceptions and then the 4th and 1 when they failed to get it.
Okay, let's go back to Michigan and Keith Jackson.
Yeah, you put it down like that. That's pretty simple stuff. Here's your onside kick. Got a good bounce. Got a chance at it. Got the ball. Michigan's got it at the Florida State 46. Pat Maloney, an Irish lad, comes up with that one.
It appeared that no Florida State player went up to make the play on the ball.
That's one of the most misunderstood things, I think, in all of football, Bob. You don't have to wait for the ball to go 10 yards. The receiving team can go get it anywhere.
But this was a good kick. This was a good
very
kick.
good. Good bounce right on, right when you want it.
He did a nice job with that kick right there, and Michigan recovering it. Well, you're down 13 points with almost 5 minutes to play. Yeah, it can happen. It can happen.
They only have 1 timeout remaining. Remember that.
Bobby was feeling pretty comfortable after his last touchdown, but now...
I think he may be arguing the ball didn't travel 10.
Before somebody from the Michigan touches it.
No, it did, too.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
It was right on the line, maybe, or very close to it.
Just a good play by Michigan.
Ball is resting at the Florida State 46, where it is first down. And you got Jesse Johnson back there, tailback again. This time the ball's going up on a little screen. Got the screen for Johnson. He's got 2 blockers in front of him. And he is pounded out of bounds after about an 8-yard pickup. And you got a penalty flag. He might have the illegal block over there, or a clip. Yep. Holding. Michigan.
10-yard foul. Still first down.
So that's 10 yards.
Here's a look at what you missed if you didn't join us in the first half. 29 points in the first quarter and another 15 in the second. You know, Keith, we might mention that this is a split crew. When these 2 teams played here in 1986, they had a few problems, but there doesn't seem to have been any problems here today.
Yeah, but you had the foul occurring down around the area where apparently the tackle was made. And so what you really have here is you have a loss of 2 yards.
And 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
Well, this year...
Put 5 seconds back on it, so really it's first down and 12.
Right, because this year in college football, the holding is marched off from where it happened. It happened 8 yards past the line of scrimmage, so they bring it back 10, and it's first and 12 yards.
The Florida State Seminoles, led by 21 just a few minutes ago, but now that lead has been sliced to 44-31, a 13-point lead. Michigan has the ball back after an onside kick, and trying to close with a flurry. Gerbach's pass down the middle. It is caught by Walter Smith, and somehow the little guy gets up. And he's not so little, he's 190 pounds, but they almost cut him in half.
Well, he was wide open, and he made a good catch.
Certainly did, because he took a lick. From the 32, first down. Gerbach getting heat. Down he goes as the pressure. They finally got to him, and fighting in is Freeman. Reggie Freeman, a junior from Clewiston, Florida, number 97, a big, big play. Timeout for the moment. Those are the games that are scheduled to come up next. Time remaining in this one, 4:27, and a 13-point lead for the Florida State Seminoles.
This is a situation, Keith, where offensively you do not want to take a sack. Get rid of the ball. You don't want to take negative yardage. You have to get the ball, get rid of it, especially if it's first down like it was in that situation.
Here's Jack.
Keith, you see this piece of sod right here? It came from the turf. Now, as I understand it, Florida State is going to take this home with them. And I'll tell you next week when we do that game against Syracuse what they're going to do with it.
Yeah, well, the fat lady ain't sung yet, Jack.
They only take it if they win, right?
That's right.
Well, I think Florida State came up here. Bowden had them ready to play. The tempo of the game was Florida State. They had a lot of scoring. They opened it with Buckley's interception. It was not the type of game that Moeller wanted to get into. It was not a Big Ten type of game. It was a Southern type of game, a Florida State, Miami, Florida type of game where you got a lot of points, and Moeller didn't want that. He couldn't outscore Bowden. Bowden had all of his tricks, and he pulled them out very early, and most of them were successful.
But if he puts one in the end zone here, the last few minutes is going to be kind of exciting. Desmond Howard is not out there. He may be hurting. Gerbach's getting heat again and knocked the ball loose. And Michigan keeps it. Woo. Howard Dinkins, who's had a big day defensively for Florida State. He has had an interception. Yep. He's had a couple of sacks. He came blowing in and knocked that ball out of Gerbach's hand.
So you're seeing the worst right here of Elvis Gerbach. He is not very mobile. He can't move around, and you cannot take sacks late in the ball game when you got to gain yardage.
Now he's got a mile to go. Throw underneath. The pass is good to John Ellison. Ellison going out of bounds down at the 36-yard line. So they'll be looking at 4th down and 14. 3 minutes and 48 seconds to play in the football game, and a 13-point lead for the top-ranked Seminoles. Desmond Howard is back in now. 4th and 14. You know who's playing center field? Got to be Buckley. Gerbach steps away, throws the ball. It is intercepted. With the football is Todrick McIntosh. It is touchdown, no flag. Reggie Freeman knocks that ball loose. It goes into the arms of 270-pound Todrick McIntosh, and it was like a locomotive going downhill. you can put your son in the cemetery.
Just too much speed and quickness. Florida State pressuring Gerbach for the last 3 or 4 plays, and the pressure is what caused him to turn the ball over. Behind Elvis Gerbach. He gets hit.
Here comes Big Tutwick. I mean, he can haul it.
Lineman's dream right there.
Yes, sir.
Where's that oxygen that all those wide receivers look for? I always thought those guys were sissies. Where's that oxygen? He's finished for the day.
Yeah, but what a story, what a tale he's got to tell.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that'll do it for the Michigan Wolverines, as it is now 50-31, 3:35 to play. And Florida State is going to go for the single point with Wimberly kicking. He squeezed it through the last time. And he squeezes this one in. So he's 2 for 2. He may have won the job. Roger and Bo one more time.
Thank you very much, Keith. This is impressive. Bo, in 1986, Florida State came up to your place. It was a hard-fought win for Michigan 2018. They came up there today, and from the first play and the interception, they fairly well dominated this game.
Oh, I think there isn't any question they deserve to win. They have great speed. The last play we just saw, you show the quickness of the team up front. They deserve to be number 1. The turnovers certainly helped them, but they created them. 4 interceptions, 2 of them for touchdowns. You just can't do that against a team like this.
Great team speed. You've got to defend the whole field on him, and Casey Weldon showing it. He's some kind of special quarterback.
The whole team, whether it's Amp Lee or Casey Weldon, the people up front, the fullback, I was impressed with all of them. That was a tremendous effort for anybody to come into Michigan Stadium and do that. You've got to give them credit.
Florida State and Michigan next week, of course. Florida State will be taking on Syracuse. Syracuse plays later on this Saturday against Tulane. That should be a battle of unbeatens next week, and that'll be a game right here on ABC. Let's go back to Keith.
Well, to make the point further here, the only other team that's ever scored more points against a Michigan football team was in 1958. Ara Parsekian's Northwestern Wildcats had 55 points when he had Dick Thornton in that bunch. Yep. And Ron Burton, that crowd, they were pretty good.
51 points for Florida State, but 14 of them came from the defense. An interception on the 3rd play of the game by Terrell Buckley.
Yep.
And the interception there by McIntosh, the defensive lineman.
Well, the one by Dinkins down in the end zone that denied Michigan a touchdown.
Yep.
So the defensive people really played well, because the feeling was that Michigan State's offensive front was going to dominate. Michigan's offensive front would dominate them, and Florida State just had nothing doing, and they wouldn't let them. And the return comes up to about the 37-yard line by Jesse Johnson. And so the Florida State Seminoles are going to have a happy ride home, and they're certainly going to retain their top ranking as they lead by 20, 3:31 to play in the game.
Seminoles were kicking off from their 20 because of the excessive celebration down there in the end zone. Bobby Bowden, 2 weeks to prepare. He's dangerous with 2 weeks. Good road team, a lot of speed. Very impressive here today.
But both teams face some trouble next week, because Michigan's really got a hard trip. They got to go down and play Hayden Fry Hawkeyes down in Iowa City. And at least Florida State goes home to play Syracuse. Terrell Buckley he set a tone. He was sort of the ringleader of this whole Florida State defensive effort today. He may not have the greatest numbers. He has a couple of interceptions, but he took away a lot of Desmond Howard's threat. So that's why he has that award for Florida State. And Eric Anderson, he was a rock for Michigan, but just simply couldn't handle the whole crowd. So the Chevrolet most valuable players are Terrell Buckley from Florida State, Eric Anderson from Michigan. Chevrolet donating $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding students for their academic achievements and help those in financial need. Elvis Gerbach looking to throw, throws behind John Ellison. So the will now is gone.
Yeah, no
the
question.
ball game basically fundamentally is over.
Yeah.
2.5 minutes to play.
And they ought to have the other guys out there. Let the other guys, this is just, Gerbach doesn't need this. Put the other guy in there and let him come back and play next week. There haven't been too many times where the University of Michigan at home has been beaten so soundly as they have here today.
This is Tyrone Wheatley. But Florida State is still just flying around. And a lot of people are in there now getting to play. And this game is over as far as the ultimate outcome is concerned. And these are the games that are coming up in a few minutes for you. Now Todd Collins has gone in at quarterback, and Elvis Gerbach is out of there.
Well, they just had a roughing the passer penalty on Florida State, and they should get him out of there. Gerbach's not going to win this game, and there's nothing for him to prove by staying in there for this last drive other than that he may get hurt.
Get hurt. That's right. So they mark off the 15-yard personal foul penalty, and the clock shows 2:24 to go. And now it's a chance for the freshman, Todd Collins from Walpole, Mass, to get a few snaps. 6'5", 210. Lanky fellow. And he comes out throwing, pressure from the backside. He completes his pass and gets baptized. Pass is caught by Jesse Johnson.
Keith, as these two teams part company and head on down the road, Michigan has the Big Ten Conference to look forward to. They play in a conference, they can go to the Rose Bowl and make it a successful year. Florida State, on the other hand, is not in a conference. All they have is that national ranking and the national title. So they're in good stead there. Michigan can go on to their conference, possibly win it and go on to the Rose Bowl. So both teams can go out of here looking forward, looking down the road with some good things to happen.
And certainly nobody knows more than Bo that really still, even though there's this great promise of national championship or whatever, #1 hanging out there, winning the Big Ten is still the most important thing.
Well, that's what they all talk about, yeah.
Florida State, on the other hand, now they're trying to do something that nobody has done since 1985 when Oklahoma did it, when they were #1 in the preseason rankings, and they went on to finish the year #1. But like I said at the very outset, it doesn't really make a whole lot of difference who's #1 until January 2nd.
Well, and I think, in all fairness, Michigan can still be back up there by the end of the year as long as they don't lose another ball game. Who's to say that Florida State and everybody else may lose one? If you're going to lose early. But Florida State has been good for years. In the last 4 years, they have never finished worse than 4th in the final AP poll.
But they do have to finish their season, as Wheatley makes that catch from Collins. They do finish the season Miami and at Florida.
That's right.
And that is a hard finish.
If they are the champions of the state of Florida, they may be national champions.
Georgia Tech Clemson, no score in that, and the game is underway. They were originally scheduled to begin. Colorado Stanford is also underway, and Pittsburgh at Minnesota. So there's no score. You haven't missed anything yet. This game has been incredibly long, certainly been exciting, and if you missed the first half, as Bob said, you missed most of the action because 54 points were scored in the first half, and pretty much the tone of the game was set in the first half. There's another fumble by the Michigan Wolverines, and the Florida State Seminoles have picked it up. And the man over on the sidelines didn't know whether the whistle had dead or not. He finally did. And they are going to call it an incomplete pass or not. Apparently so. I don't know why they would. Looked to me like he had possession and fumbled it, and now they moved the ball. So that's the correct call.
Take a look at Florida State. Their schedule has been rated the toughest schedule in the country. This is what they've got left. They've already played BYU in the opening game of the season. They've got Michigan here today. They beat them both. Syracuse, they go home. Syracuse will be undefeated if they win their ball game today, which they should.
Bump in the road there at Louisville.
They have to go at LSU and at Louisville, and then they're home against Miami and Florida, and go on the road to Florida.
There's a fellow named Schnellenberger up there at Louisville.
You know he'll be waiting for him, don't you?
Yes, sir. Minute to go now as the turnover. It's just been that kind of a day. Because once the Seminoles got control of things and they got Michigan playing at their tempo, it just really kind of became a matter of time. Michigan would have had to have some luck to get back in it. They came within 13, but they didn't have any luck, and it's over.
Michigan defensively just couldn't slow him down. Bowden had everything working for him. He was calling the right plays at the right time, and they just couldn't slow him down.
He's been doing that for years. You don't win over 200 unless you call the right plays at the right time. The scoring summary today is about 4 yards long. Game's over. Clock is going to tick off. The two coaches are going to meet in the center of the field. There's Bobby Bowden coming across. And he wins his first joust with Gary Moeller. But it was exciting. Florida State 51, Michigan 31. Now here's Jackaroo.
Well, it's pandemonium down here, but Coach, first of all, congratulations. Kind of an unorthodox game plan. That's your signature, though.
Well, yeah, it was a heck of a ball game. I thought we had them beat. They just kept coming back. I was scared until the very end.
What was your biggest concern, though? Because you kept running up the score. It kept going. Every time they'd score, you'd score again.
Well, we had to because they had such a well-conceived offense. We just couldn't stop it. And our kicking game was awful.
Still number one.
Yeah, I hope so. Thank you.
All right, coming up next, ABC's college football has Georgia Tech, Clemson, Colorado, Stanford, Pittsburgh, Minnesota. Keith Jackson and Bob Greasy, along with Jack Arute. We hope you enjoyed it. It was a shootout, and the Seminoles won it.